Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. Hope you're all well. Oof, it's hot. Yes, tonight's topic will be a hot topic. Yes, talking about filming music, other people's performances in public, and the like, and the way things seem to be going. There seems to be some kind of trend here, which, to be honest, I'm not too happy with. And I want you guys to give me some feedback on all that because, you know, everybody wants to be happy at the end of the day. Everybody wants to feel confident in what they're doing, and that what they're doing is the right thing, they're not causing any problems to anybody, and that everyone's able to pursue their own path. Now, some people in this world, they want to perform and they want to be seen. And the whole idea of it being show business, that people can show what it is that they do, what talents that they have. But it seems that all too often these days, because of the accessibility of the technology that we have, we're getting all kinds of confusion. And I think it's time we sort out the confusion, as to what we can and can't do. Now, for those that don't know, the law clearly states that if something is in public, if you can see it with your eyes, if you can see it and it's in public, meaning that it's open to the public, everyone can go there, whether it's a park, it might have a fence around it, but it's still open to the public. Or a public house, it might have bricks around it, but it's still open to the public. These areas that's open to the public, that's called public. And because it's a public area, the law says that there are no laws stopping you or prohibiting you from filming or recording, whether it's audio or visual, in those public areas, no matter what it is that's going on. And this is coming straight from the Metropolitan Police. If you want to Google that, it's there. But again, I'm finding that I'm coming up against this a lot all of a sudden. And I think we need to kind of nip it in the bud because, to be honest, there seems to be something more than just meets the eye here. And I think people need to look at this with both eyes open and maybe their third eye as well, to realise that something's going on and it's important for all of us. And we need to get to the bottom of it because, we can't be bullied out of life. We all exist. We're all here to do what we're all here to do. And some of us, like I say, perform, and some of us film while others are performing. And, anyone can do that. It doesn't have to be your job. You can do it just because it's a hobby. You can do it just because it brings you pleasure. It makes you feel, like you're doing something positive, like you're helping other people maybe, The thing is, there's a lot of people out there that seem to use this excuse that they're shy or they don't want everyone to know. And my point is this: if you're shy, okay, and you're in a public place on a stage, then, to be honest, overcoming your shyness is one thing, but expecting everybody else not to do something because you're shy, well, you got to get over that. That's a part of life. You could be shy. You could be singing a song, for example. It's time to take a sip of my coffee. You could be singing a song, for example, and someone doesn't like what you're singing or the way that you're singing. And that's just a part of life. Now, what are you going to do? Are you going to stop people, from watching you because they don't approve of something that you do? The point is that you just carry on, you know. And those of us who've been in the business long enough realize and understand these things cannot be policed in the conventional sense. If you try to stop one person, there's always going to be someone else trying to do it. And we're in the age where it's ubiquitous. It's everywhere. It's not like, 20 years ago when video cameras and things like that were in its infancy. Now it's high definition, high quality video. But that's not just limited to people's phones. That's everywhere. The surveillance is everywhere. You go on the streets, there's high quality surveillance. You go into your supermarkets and you're doing your own shopping. And as you can see me here, you can see yourself doing your own shopping. People have nothing to say about that. Nothing at all. A lot of people's idea of that is, well, if you're not doing anything wrong, what have you got to hide? I mean, why have people, if they're so shy being on stage and they object to being on stage, why don't they object to being filmed when they're doing the shopping? Is that not the same thing? Why is it not the same thing? Because, I want to perform something that I like doing because. But those reasons could be the same reasons that people use for why they don't want to be filmed doing the shopping. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't really... Where do you draw the line? That's what I'm saying. Because, you're on someone's private property in a shop, as it were, so they're allowed to film you. If you come into somebody's house, the person who owns that house, they're allowed to film you. Yeah? Because you're in their property. This is how the law works. You see, when you go into a pub or a club, the pub or the club is allowed to film you going in and out. Yeah? There's only certain areas they're not allowed to film you. But any public areas, if you're on the stage, if you're dancing, if you're by the bar, if you're by the entrance, if you're even outside in the car park, all these areas you can be filmed. And even outside of the building, which technically isn't private anymore, it's public. But because it's public, they can also film you. You see? Now, again, because these places are open to the public and for a price, you are given admission, you are admitted to the place. Okay? Filming can go on, technically. However, people keep trying to use private things to curtail other people's freedoms. And this is the part that we really need to look at and identify. Are we right or are we wrong? Because in one sense, you're telling some people don't do it. In another sense, you're not saying anything to this other group of people. So straight away, we have some discrimination and some bias and prejudice going on. So that's some political moves. And what we need to start looking at is that purposefully being done to stop other people having a career, to stop other people progressing? Because these things, I think, are extremely dangerous. In the same way that the way the internet is changing all the time, the way now the accessibility to the internet, it's like more passwords, more security, that type of thing. Security. And when you go outside, there's CCTV. Security. Yeah? When you go inside some places, security. But you see, us to each other, it's like we can't get to even look at life and enjoy it anymore because there's a whole bunch of Karens out there, a whole bunch of miserable people, a whole bunch of shy people. I'm too shy. I'm so shy. I go on stage and I'm dancing. I'm like, oh, no, I'm not shy anymore. Look at that. Not shy anymore. Is it shyness or is it something else? Is it just someone just trying to say, well, my job's boring and I don't get to tell him what to do. So as soon as I see anybody outside, I can tell them vaguely what to do for the most smallest of reasons, which in their mind may be reasonable. But here's the other side to that. we're in a public place. Who are you to tell me what to do? You don't even know who I am. You don't even know my name. So who are you to tell me what to do? Just because you see me doing something, you surmise in your head, that person's about to record, I'm going to tell them not to do it. Why would you tell someone not to do something? What have you come to do? Is that your purpose in life, to tell people not to do things? Why don't you go over there? Why, if you weren't there, that would have gone on, you see. But that's the difference, isn't it? When these people are there, it's like they're sent. They're purposefully sent. And when you start to see patterns and behavior, you start to ask yourself the question, well, who's sending these people? Who is stalking you? Who is following you? Who's looking at everything that you're doing? Not contributing, not supporting what you're doing, but actually trying to find ways to stop what you're doing, to cramp and paralyze and go, you can't do this because But there's many ways around all of this, you see. What amazes me is that, people haven't figured out yet that all of their heroes, they're just people that have been selected for them to look at. The idea, that these influencers are influencing anyone for their own benefit, for the benefit of the people, to make people better people, When are you seeing that? When are you seeing anything like that? It's just a joke, isn't it? We're trying, everybody's trying to improve themselves, to grow, to better themselves. You always hear about this go away and self-improve yourself. Well, the thing about it is we actually live in a world, we're not living in the middle of some idyllic paradise where, you just have to stretch forth your hands and all your needs are taken care of. We live in the city, a lot of people, and city has to, be met a certain way. Even if you live in the countryside has to be met a certain way. Everybody's living relatively modern lives, machinery, equipment, technology, phones, computers, yeah? But you see, the relationships we have with each other, these are the things that have been damaged and broken down. There was a time back in the day, if someone took out a camera, everyone wanted to be in that. There was a time when cameras were first invented, everyone wanted to be in the movies. Even today, everyone wants to be in the movies. But you see, if it's your movie, if it's just you, just you from around the corner, oh, no. You're not good enough. Yeah? See, if Michael Bay stepped in the room and was wanting to film people, everybody would be up their arse, wouldn't it? Right? Like a puppet. Right up there. But if it's you, no, because I'm afraid of you. You don't even know who I am, though. You don't know anything about me. And to be honest, we're in a public place. Who are you to forbid anybody? You see, this whole idea of forbid not the child to come unto the Father, because by the Father the child is known. Another way of looking at that then. By the actions of a man doing what he's doing, the child learns something. Yeah? But we're never going to learn anything, you see, because 2024 is when all the videoing stops. Obviously, it must be, because if one person can't record, then all people can't record. Yeah? Otherwise, it'd be bias and prejudice and discrimination. And I'd just be suing left, right, and centre. And it'd be great, because I'd make so much money from all the idiots that just want to say, you can't do that. You say, come on then, let's go to court. Come on then, let's go. Because that's the problem with people. Either you've got rights or you don't, and you won't really know until you exercise them. But you see, I'm pretty sure that we can do that, because at the end of the day, we've got the chief of police saying you can film in public. That's fine, no problem. So that's okay, isn't it? That's okay. We can do these things. The problem is that some people don't want you to do that. Yeah? I mean, look at the amount of people, right? A particular group, because, when you talk about the ones that do it the most, yeah? And then you just say, those ones, everyone gets upset. Everyone gets upset because you're actually taking the infinity of things into something finite. And because you've made it finite and you've said basically a particular group or individual is doing this, oh, no, 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 no. You're not allowed to say that. Well, I'm not allowed to say the facts, what reality is, what it is, what's going on. We just got to put up with people who ain't even really worthy of our time. People who aren't even leadership material, not leading quality. No one's they're not inspiring us to do anything. They basically do very, very little. They are the lower end of the scale in terms of achievement or wanting, to have that drive to do things within this lifetime, And it's like everywhere you go, you see people doing what they're doing, exercising the rights. If someone likes what you're doing, they're going to pull out the phone and they're going to record it. Now, what's the problem with that? There is no problem. But you see, when someone's sat there waiting for you, as if, oh, look, you've just walked through the door, and they point at you, and they go, come here, like that, like they're gesturing you, like, oh, do you know me? Do you know me? You're gesturing me to come up, so, okay. I'm an open kind of guy. I'll sit there. I'll sit next to you. Now, why are you the only person in the place that's coming like that? Yeah, who doesn't know me? Because there's other people that know me. I'm gonna sat next to them. But okay, you're sat there like you was just positioned there, like you was just put there. Yeah, like this is a stage, and there's put an actor over there, right? And the politics of this actor is acted out, right, in real time. And what's their agenda? Don't film anything. I've come here to sit and just watch with my eyes in the 21st century where we've got video recording devices. I'm just going to let my friend's performance just pass as if I don't care. And then we're going to go home and talk about it. Then we're going to forget. Eventually the memory fades. It's like, why even get up on the stage and waste everybody's time then? If you don't think you're good enough to do the thing, why get up on the stage? I'm not being funny, yeah, right? We want new talent coming through, of course we do. But this forbidding everybody else, are you really cut out for show business? Really? When there's other people up there and they've been filmed thousands of times and they don't care. In fact, they love it. Because they realize it actually helps their careers. It actually helps people to know them. You see all these household names that that everybody's right up again, like up there, like a puppet. Up a puppet. Love it. Yeah? All these household names that people love. Yeah? Being up there. Investigating a person's colon. Because that's how much they know these absolutely perfect strangers who are only identifiable by their facial features because you've seen them on a TV screen, a bit like how you've seen my face on the TV screen, about how someone could have seen my face on the TV screen and said, then I'm going to go to that gig that he's going to, and then sit there at the front. When he comes, he's going to go, hey, you, come here. And like, you can't film. How about next time that happens, right, I'll love for that to happen because I'll have my paperwork and I'll be like, yeah, okay. Right, let's go court then and let's see who's right then. Because I'm still going to do it. And you see, because I don't want to be rude to nobody. But when it comes to exercising rights, if we don't exercise them, if we just bend over backwards, yeah, if we just give up at the first hurdle, like someone says you can't do it, it's like, okay then what's the point? What is the point? We have to look at these things. The little things that we do in life. It's the small things in life, people say, and I say, that are important because they all come together to make the big things, It's the little ingredients that make the cake taste nice. And people are going around now, it seems, politicizing somebody else's hobby or lifestyle. You know, it's like, imagine someone just chasing the gays around and saying, you know what? We're making sure that you don't do any gay stuff in here. It's like, okay, well, straight away, everyone will be upset about that. Or if someone's chasing all the women around saying, oh, you can't do all the women things that you do, people will be very upset about that. But you see, this one, it's like it falls within we can just pick on this one rather than picking on everyone, because if it happened to everyone, it'd be very interesting to see what had happened there, wouldn't it? It'd be very interesting. You're pulling out your phone, right? Next thing, someone's trying to slap it out your hand because they don't like you doing something. It's not even on them. It might not even be pointing on them, but they just don't like you pointing at anybody else. Can you see? Can you see the mentality of that? The fascism in it? Can you see it though? Can you see it? Because I really think people need to see, you know what? This would be like a boop moment, because people wouldn't want you to see this, would they? Yeah? I mean, this is why the connection is always telling me on my side, slow connection. Why? I don't know. This is super high speed technology for you folks, yeah? Slow connection at the end of the day. The phone's got nothing to do with the connection. We all know that, right? The connection is out there. Out there is where connecting is going on, right? This is just a device that sends and receives signals, and it's doing it all the time. But when they're ready, they don't like what you're saying. Boop! It's like, don't film this. Boop! Go in the street and do nothing all your life. Yeah, close your eyes. Everybody, close your eyes. Don't look. Don't peep. No peeping, man. I see you peeping. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Of course it's ridiculous. There comes a point, right, when you have to look at society as a whole and say just exactly how many people are absolutely stupid. Absolutely without a brain cell. Not even collectively, you know, because they all just like repeat the same nonsense. It's like they're incapable of researching. They've got this tool and they don't know how to use it to search for information. They've got this tool that can record things. No, I don't like you doing that. You know, I saw you the other day on the internet and you're doing, you know, not to me, but people do to other people. It's like they just hate on other people for existing because they're doing their thing, whatever they want to do. It's like, if you don't like something, turn over, turn it off, go look at something else. That's what I do. But engaging in things that you don't like, it's like, it's really, really pointless. I mean, the whole internet's full of that, innit? And I don't give a like or a share to none of that. If it's something I don't like, you know. But there's so many people out there, they think they can edit the real world. I think it's kind of like some kind of behavior, some kind of Pavlovian behavior where, because they're always doing this on a screen, they think people operate like that, where I can just press these buttons and he'll go away. No, it doesn't go like that. It's like that woman that I think she went to Colombia and started filming some guy. You see, in Colombia now, or places like that, it's different because that's not the United States. So if you go walking up to some guy on his private land and he tells you to stop filming, then do what he says, because he doesn't want you filming on his private land. He does have the right, right? And then you see in this particular video, for those that have seen it, the woman's saying, well, I've got my amendment rights. And straight away, she got one piece of box that told her, no, you don't have none of those rights. Now, we don't live in that in that kind of country, do we? Now, imagine that was a woman. That was a woman in another country, and people were still offended by the fact that this big man, yeah, boxed her in her face because she was filming him. Okay. Keep that in your head for a minute. Keep that in your head for a minute. Now let's translate that to this country, which is not a fascist country, right? Or a country that denies people their rights. This woman was claiming she had a right to do something like film somebody. even though she was in the wrong because she was on private ground and not even in her own country. But again, in this country, in a free country, can we film someone in the public who happens to be performing something, whether they're good, bad, or rubbish? They could be terrible. So what? I'm going to film it. If people want to do that, get good in your bedroom, practice, record yourself on your own phone. That's a good way of seeing how good you are. But this idea that you can stop everybody else by simply going, I don't like it. Well, I don't like you telling me to stop doing something. See, it's my life too. Why are you trying to rob me of my history? Why are you trying to rob me of my memories? Why are you trying to rob me of my experiences and pleasures? Why are you trying to rob me of my profession? Why are you trying to steal and bully and tell people what to do? Why don't you just mind your own business? Would be the better thing to do, wouldn't it? Because otherwise, then it looks like, okay, now I'm being made to look the bad guy for exercising my natural, God-given right, because I can do it, and it's not hurting people, and them coming out of their own house into a public area, right? They cannot be upset that people are going to film things that are happening. This isn't an everyday thing. This is not like being at work. This isn't like you at home on your toilet, right? There's nothing weird or perverted about it. It's just normal behavior. But you see, the abnormal behavior, it's almost like good people are made to feel like, oh, I'm bad for doing something that everybody else is doing. And wait, when I see somebody else doing it 5 minutes later, what does that exactly mean? So they're being biased and prejudiced against me? Well, that's damaging then, isn't it? That's damaging me. Why would you want to damage me when I've done nothing wrong to you? You see, when you stop me from doing something that I was born with the right of doing, imagine you chop my leg off. You stop me from walking and running properly. It's like that. It's like that. I know you don't see it like that. You're like, oh, what are you being so silly for? Oh, no. You see, we've got to get to the point where people can do what they want, and you might feel uncomfortable about something, but that's just how it is. It's not like video cameras have just been invented. They've been around a long, 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 long time. Over 100 years. Photography, yeah? Sound is actually the thing that's, mixed with the film. Again, that's been around 100 years with Mickey Mouse. Point is, it's not new. You can't start pretending like, I never knew. I'm in shock. Listen, everyone's got a phone. Everyone can pull out their phone anytime. Looking at what someone else is doing, this has got to stop. Why are you always watching what other people are doing? Now, is there a way around it? Well, people could, for example, say, I don't want anyone filming. Okay? But that means no one. Not just specifically me. Right? No one. Ever. Now think about the complications with that. The problems associated with that. We're in a modern time. How are these artists, singers, musicians, or everybody else going to ever be seen or known if that's what's going on? It becomes paranoia. It becomes basically a case of everyone's judging you. And then not just for music, though. What about something else? What if it's something important? What if, there's a crime going on, we need to stop it, right? Can we record that or not? It's like people say, well, no, you can't because I'm offended because I was in my bedroom getting changed. Like, no one was looking at you. No one was looking at you. Yeah, but I know because I happened to be in the background and I was behind the camera, and nobody cares about these types of stupid neuroticisms, mental illnesses, and other kind of behaviors that are really affecting other people. You having a problem with everything going on in life should not be affecting other people. If you can't regulate it, stay in your house. Stay away from others, because you're going to start to see pushback from ordinary people who are like, I'm not happy living my life according to the least of us, according to the lowest, according to those who are afraid. Because again, fear doesn't exist. That's just in your mind. You're afraid, get as afraid as you like. Yeah? You're offended, get as offended as you like. In the same way, I'm now offended by somebody telling me I can't do something that I know I can do. But this is the last time I'm going to put up with it. Because now I'm going to come up with paperwork, and every time somebody says that, I'd be like, Christmas to me. Yeah, let's go. Paperwork, fill it in. We'll go to court. Make sure you got my money. Because I don't work for free. Yeah? If nobody can work legitimately to do things, to improve themselves, to grow, then the new work must be that. Mustn't it? Yeah? You see, because you've all got phone cameras, but now you're trying to belittle and punish and fight against people pulling it out and actually using it. What kind of Pavlovian Nazi future are we projecting here? What is the actual end game? When does it stop? That the lowest in society, yeah, the people who are the ones that we would not say are the cultural icons, but the ones who want to be and can only get there through saying, government, I'm to this or I'm to that and nobody loves me, so make it that they've got to love me if I force them by giving me some power that I can tell them what to do. Because this is what people are. They don't mind their own business. They got to get in your business. I didn't go in there to tell anybody what to do. But the first thing the person does is like, hey, come here, come here. So you can tell straight away now, this person's set for me. Wonder what it is. Oh, I can't film. Well, where have we heard that story? That's sounding, like a pattern. Like a pattern of behaviour. Yeah? And again, it's getting quite exciting now, because now idiots are going to be making me rich. It seems to be, that's the only way. That's the only way. You're going to forbid me from things that I know I can do, that Chief of Police agrees with me, Prime Minister agrees with me, the King agrees with me, but you don't. Really? It is incredulous just how ridiculous, controlling and manipulating people are becoming towards others, simply because they've seen something that somebody else has done online. They got jealous of it because they ain't doing nothing with their life, right? Nobody sees anything about their life. They're hiding everything about their life. Yeah, they see someone with a talent or exposing others' talents, and they think, I got to fight that. I got to stop that. I got to stop people from seeing other people's performances. I got to stop people who are not me, who aren't directly benefiting me, because this is where the selfish behaviour comes in. They're all frigging selfish because they want to stop you. But at the end of the day, if you said to them, okay, then what's the alternative? You provide for me then. You could pay my bills. You do everything for me. You make me happy because I was happy doing that. Now I'm not happy. Dance, moron. Dance. Make me happy. Because you can't. All you can do is make people unhappy. Yeah? And in reality, they've got no power. It's just that they think us being nice. Oh, you got to be nice. Why you being like that for? Got to be nice. No, we don't have to be nice. All right? I can be horrible and still be good. Yeah? I can sue your ass and still be good. That's what you don't understand. Yeah? And we're at the point where ordinary people, if you can call them that, seem to have a problem all of a sudden. All of a sudden, eh? It's like, oh, do these things come in threes? I don't wait for the third time. I'm already ready now. I was ready from the first time. Yeah, because these are the ways that people will try to use against you politically to stop you from doing what you're doing for politics, for their own benefit. We become a place where it's very greedy and very selfish. Yeah, everybody's not going to be vocal with you. But you see, I'm not bothered because I'm not afraid of you at the end of the day. What I'm thinking about is let's actually make it better because we don't want it to get worse. Yeah. This is why we have the situation as it is, I think, where you've got the older generation, and let's look at their music for a moment, right? Those from the 50s, 60s, 70s, even 80s, right? All of that kind of music has a kind of theme, not genre, but theme that is more family friendly, let's say, more traditional, talking about the traditions of the community, the old-fashioned traditions of the community, relatable. Yes, politics was in there, you know. Now, look at the modern music, especially from the youth. If you can call it politics, it's almost from such a negative point that I fail to recognise it as having any proven power within those kind of arenas. Politically, it's dead in the water because it's kids proposing violence and criminality as the solution, which, you know, every good parent knows that's wrong and we don't want that. Now, why is this music so readily available for our children? Well, I'll tell you why. Because the people at the top want to destroy our children. Yeah? The people who make the music have investments in the prison system. These are known facts. So basically, the people that produce the music want to create more customers for the prison system. So when they're teaching our children to be criminals and gangsters, that's so that the system can make money off us. Yeah? And you see these people who everybody's worshipping, right, up their ass like a puppet. They're the big ones, right? They can do everything that they want. If they came in the room and says, I'm just going to do this, I'm just going to film you, or like R. Kelly, I'm just going to have sex with you, you're all like, okay, no, I give up my rights. But you see, when a normal man comes in the room who isn't doing anything illegal, he's just filming something in public, there's somebody singing on stage, and you come up and say, my friend doesn't like that. You, for all I know, you're a mad person. For all I know, you don't know that person. For all I know, you're crazy and you're on your medication, right? And really, it's like the whole world needs some therapy right now, seriously, because they don't understand your rights end where mine begin. I have the right, you might not have the right. You might not have the courage. You might live in fear, but that doesn't mean that everybody else does. And when you start to see it as a pattern, when you start to see it as a behavior that people are trying to, like, okay, I'm starting to notice, like, why get the fight? What are you afraid of? Right? Me doing what I'm doing, right, doesn't stop anything that you're doing. Why don't you do more? Why don't you do more of what you need to do, and then you'll be successful at what you need to do? This watching of other people, right, is getting very annoying. This politicizing, right, of airwaves and influencing, right, is just making a bunch of morons in the world and a bunch of cowards. And in the real world, right, where these thoughts, right, can actually be demonstrated to be false, it's going to cost you a lot of money. This is the thing that people, I think, gonna really start to understand when it starts costing them money. Because it's clear. And when people start making it complicated because, oh, my feelings. Listen, I'm pretty sure that the chief of police knows that everybody's got feelings. I'm pretty sure that the judge knows that, right? And the courts know that. But guess what? It still says you got a right to film what's going on in public. And people are just going to have to get over those feelings. Get over it. Your neuroticism, your fear has got nothing to do with me. Right? And you see, if I went on like this in front of them, yeah, they'd be afraid. They'd be like, oh, the horrible man. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, man. It's like, if you didn't like something, but then you're still going into that, then you're really a glutton for punishment, aren't you? You're asking for trouble, as they say, even though it's not trouble that anyone's bringing you. But some people just have a knack of generating and creating problems out of nothing rather than solutions out of nothing. I'm a person that creates solutions out of nothing because I'm given nothing. Nobody gives me anything. I have to go and create it. I have to take it. Yeah? These people, they sit around all day being given cakes all day. Yeah? Being given favours all day. Having their feet rubbed all day. Having a million simps. Come on. Oh, you're beautiful, even though you're £2,000 and you ain't got a car, you got 50,000 kids and I'll do it for you. Nobody cares, right? So this is why these types of people with their pathetic lives, boring, empty, miserable lives, come out of their house, they see somebody who enjoys their life and they come straight over and they say, you can't do something because I'm fat. That's the problem with people, innit? Because in reality, there's just so much envy and jealousy. Those that have their life and their shit together, it's like, they're not thinking about nobody else. In the sense that, we're not thinking that, oh, us doing our best is making you feel sad. Or you're upset. Because you can't get there. Or you're not there yet. As I would say, you're not there yet. Doesn't mean you can't. It's not an impossibility. This proves it's possible. If you think this is the dream, we'll say this, many people are living in a fucking dream. And they are in dreamland. Yeah? NAZILAnd. Zzz. Yeah? Fast asleep land. You know, not caring is the same as being fast asleep. Being ignorant, same as being asleep or dead or not alive. Never were born. Unborn and unbegun. Because they're unborn, they're unbegun, yeah? They want you also to be unborn and unbegun. Because it makes them uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable with my flesh. I'm uncomfortable living here. Get over it. We're all uncomfortable. No one feels comfortable, yeah? Nobody. Unless they're being themselves, then they feel comfortable. Yeah? Oh, I don't like you being comfortable, being yourself. I want you to be weird and freakish and absent of emotions and absent of feelings and absent of all the things that I am afraid of. Why? I'm here to show you how to conquer all of that, get over all of that, yeah? Again, I keep telling you, half of you don't even know when somebody's coming to help you, right? Like I say, I have loads of good people around me, but they also need to start seeing the things that I'm seeing, yeah? Because it's totally unprovoked. It's organised and orchestrated. There's patterns starting to develop. And we start to pay attention, we all look at it. And when we're all looking at it now, then the behaviour starts to change, you notice, yeah? Because I'm going to be scrutinising all of this, all these people that are telling me I can't do this, can't do that. I hope and pray that none of y'all got nobody filming you doing nothing. Because if I see anything like that, and you're all like so big mouth and telling me that I can't do something, but then you want to allow others to do it because you're really a racist and a bigot and a discriminator and someone with agendas and extremely selfish, all about yourself and all about controlling everything. It's like, can't have him, I don't want you, it's not yours, it's mine. Okay. So all this mine stuff, all this stuff where you're saying, everyone come, but it's mine really. Why don't you say that right at the beginning? Everybody, just to remind you, before you do anything, it's a mine. It's mine. It's mine. Because that's what you like, innit? That's how you come when you don't want someone else to do something. But those who you want to do something, you're like, oh, go ahead. Right? And what is it that's possibly upset you? Because I don't even really talk to these people. I don't even talk to them. The only time I talk to them is when they're coming to talk to me, to tell me not to do something. And then I'm like, fuck off. How about that? Fuck off. I'm offended. Get as offended as you like. You're allowed. It's a free country. It's free. It's free. In the same way, you're free to walk over here and talk to me and tell me not to do something. And then I tell you, fuck off. And then, you go, it's Tobin. We go, everybody, come for. Nobody cares. You're just trying to create something out of nothing, a drama out of nothing. Because in reality, right, you're a fascist. You're a fascist. All these things that you talk about, whether it's peace and love or I'm a good person, you're none of these things. And this is what I'm saying about people expecting good people to be nice while evil people, I'll tell you the nature, this is the nature of evil people I'm describing, right? They're sneaky, right? They're false, yeah? They come with a passive-aggressive attitude in the sense that they know that if they overtly tell you to go and do something that will hurt you or damage you or embarrass you or something like that, they're going to get found out and that you will just point that back at them. This is the thing that Nazis and narcissists do. Yeah, they play these mind games with people, right? Where they try to justify their wicked actions by pointing out something that you're doing, which is very minor, right? Which they will then use to exaggerate a situation where, again, you've reacted to the fact that they're over-criticizing, overreacting, something that is minor, that, again, isn't really none of their business. First case scenario, mind your business. Is it you doing it? Then shut up. If you see someone else doing something over there and no one's being hurt by it, shut up. That's the first rule. Shut up. Don't say it. See this, whatever is going on in here, right? Where you think it's going on, thoughts. Let me tell you something about thoughts, yeah? That most of you morons don't realize. This is why you're ruled by your thoughts and you're ruled by your emotions. You bring your fears, your thoughts to other people. And you expect your thoughts and your fears to be reacted on by other people as if other people care about your thoughts and your feelings. But guess what? Nobody cares about your thoughts or your feelings. And this is something that society is going to start to realize over this next decade. Nobody has to care unless you are worthy of caring about. Yeah? We treat people accordingly. Love is not guaranteed. Love is not the first instinct of a human being. These are things that have to be taught. They have to be taught. Right? When a child is young, they can be very mean with their toys. And so a parent has to step in and teach them what sharing and caring is all about. That's what I'm saying. Love is not automatic. People have got this assumption that because a baby is immobile, right, and unable to consciously express anything, that it knows automatically what love is without having been through the process of a loving family. This is why I'm saying the programming of the child in their formative years, which is the age from 0 to 7, which is so important, right, is being messed up. And it's been messed up for a long time because they used to have a parent that would stay at home with them and educate them and raise them in those formative years. And the most important lesson was empathy and caring. That's when they learned that. Because if you don't care, no point learning all the academic stuff after that, because we're actually then training a psychopath, aren't we? We're training somebody who's got no feelings, no compassion, yeah, no love in them, right? And this is why there's this whole agenda. I call it, again, the Nazi agenda. Anybody who's awake, anybody who talks anything sensible, anybody who's trying to bring anything good to reality, anybody who's trying to help anybody who's got the sense to be able to know what they're doing, yeah, and deal with it, yeah. Intelligent people in the world, not just this country, are berated by an army of fools, an actual army of idiots that's been created, bred specifically for the purpose of fighting real intelligence, real common sense, real caring, so that others can benefit and rule over it all. In the same way that it's not NHS anymore, they're all trusts, they're all businesses. They're all businesses, yeah? So your health is a business. So why make you well if making you well would mean that loads of people can't make money off you anymore? That doesn't make sense to them. So they're going to keep it that you're all sick and dying, yeah? Whereas cures, which is basically healthy living, diet, sleep, things like that nature, exercise, none of that's prescribed, even though that's a lot cheaper than all of this other nonsense and all of these prescription drugs and all of that scientists and all of the testing and all of the cutting down the rainforest and all the other things that they want to do in the pursuit of some little pills that are basically an addiction. You know, and these drug dealers, these guys are okay, they can sell you drugs. These ones can't sell you drugs. These people can film. These people can't film. These people can sing songs. Those ones can't. This is the public. That's now not public because I said it's private, but it's still public. And the nonsense goes on. The nonsense goes on. Because at the end of the day, people need to start giving a shit. They need to understand the full process of what's going on. If you see patterns in these behaviors where, okay, someone's come and said that to me, and I know that to be wrong, and I will even demonstrate that is wrong. I will even show other people who are doing it, and these people have got nothing to say to them. Therefore, why have you got that problem with me? Because I ain't done nothing wrong. Are you that afraid, like I'm going to take over the whole scene? Is my common sense such a threat to people who have no common sense and no passion? Yeah? What exactly is it? Because I don't know why people can't just work together, or why they see like, well, we've got to push these ones out because we won't do well. Why won't you do well when I don't even see you doing well now? Nobody's even heard of you. Nobody's even seen you. Another thing that should become blatantly obvious is those that do a lot but almost appear as if they're not doing a lot because nobody wants to believe that they can do a lot. Yeah? Like other people, again, politically, how many levels of politics decide whether you can even look at this video right now, whether they'll put it into your feed, whether they'll show you and send you an alert and say, oh, Jules is online, because it's containing content that might actually transform the way you think. It's almost that growth and change is now considered to be a radical thing. Yeah? Being aware of your connection to yourself, your God, your family, your community, and everything else is seen as wrong somehow. That's seen as, that's the thing that society is fighting against, while they're lifting up what exactly? What are they exactly praising? Yeah, the least of us, people with no confidence, people with no ideas, people with just pure foolishness and foolish things that they're doing. These are the people that get billions of views. These are the people that are given mansions. The people, and again, look at the algorithms, the way that pushes that. It pushes the idiocracy on its people, while at the same time, the truth is there to be found. It can be found, but no one's pushing that. So they say. But those that are pushing it, who's actually reaching out with that information and trying to share it themselves, trying to support those things while we've still got them. Because again, by the end of 2024, right, we're going to find out, aren't we? Either everyone's got the right to film everything going on in public, or we don't. Because if you start telling some that they're not, and then these some turn around and say, actually, let's take that to court and see who's right and who's wrong. Let's get a court order. Yeah, let's get a precedent, even though we've already got precedents. Let's get another precedent. Yeah, because we might need to update it. Yeah, for this shyness. Let's call it shyness, because in my mind, it's not really shyness. Yeah, because it's ridiculous to say that these people who put photos of themselves all day long, doesn't matter if they're fat, thin, got stretch marks, anything, right? They'll force it on the world. Look, world, is my semi-naked body. Get it all in. Get it all in. Right? This is something men don't do. Ever. But doesn't matter the type of woman. In fact, the worse she looks, the more they do it. And then they're the ones that'll come out and say, well, I've got no confidence and I'm shy. And and because they never do anything to change all of that, but then they come out into the public world and they're like, oh, I'm performing. This is different to say something like going to the gym, where, like, I would say people who film themselves in the gym, I'm not fighting that. If I ever see someone filming themselves in the gym and there's people in the background, most people are going to know they're filming themselves. There's always going to be someone in the background. You can't do nothing about that. But the way you react and the way you handle that situation and the way you draw attention to yourself can be an issue there, yeah? Because some people will draw a lot of attention to themselves because they're doing things that will draw attention to themselves. Let's put it that way, yeah? If you're doing all these unnecessary twerkings and things like that, most people aren't going to believe that's an exercise. Anyway, how does that relate to performing live? Well, when you are performing live, it is expected that people are going to now look at you because you're performing live, because you're singing a song in front of people with a band and everybody there can see it. What's the difference between people seeing it and people recording it? If the only point is, we will just want to see it again. That was good. I like that. And not only that, it's not just you on the stage. You see, some people are just so selfish with it. It's like, you can tell that they've got this massive fucking ego. Because everybody else is now not important. The band, it's like my band, that. No, they're my friends. You may be fucking singing right now, but every fucking body else, I know. And they might want a copy of that. They might want some record of that because we only got the one fucking life, haven't we? The problem is that people don't respect your life because they don't respect their own. And you start to see little clues why they don't respect their own life. Like, they don't take care of themselves very well. They let themselves get morbidly obese. And then they'd cry, I'm not confident. Well, is that my fault? How is that my fault? World, just stop the world, everybody. Everybody stop what you're fucking doing because this person's got no confidence. That's what we got to do now. That's how it is in NAZILAND. Everybody's slow to a crawl of the slowest. Let's not work at the rate of the survival of the fittest. It's the unfittest. It's the losers. It's the ones that are retarded. It's the ones that are backwards. That's what we must aim for. We're being told, it seems, because their fears, their weaknesses, they are the ones leading us, telling the rest of us what to do. Is that what it is? Or do we have actual laws? And that's the thing about stupid people. Because we've got far too many of them. And maybe the incentive that they really need, yeah, is we should raise the standards. Raise the standards, yeah? Keep them going up and up and up and up. And, you know, it's like, can you seriously imagine people going on X Factor, right? Whether they're good, bad, or whatever. And then they say to X Factor, oh, don't put that out there. Listen, you chose to come on X Factor, right? Now, admittedly, that would probably have some other paperwork associated with it. But you see, that's them just being double sure. Because in reality, most of us aren't multi-billionaires or corporations. So how can we have the equivalence of that power? Don't forget, they're not more powerful than us. They might have a lot of resources, but in law, none of these things can have more power than the individual. Otherwise, we're in Nazi town, right? We're in fascist slave land. Are we? Are we in slave land? Are we in slave land? It's a simple question. Right? Because if we're in slave land, then we can't do nothing, can we? We've got all the responsibilities, but none of the authority to say anything. Because we're in Nazi slave land. Or we're in a free country. And we can do what we like because it's not hurting nobody. But you see, when other people come at you and they don't understand that to them, what they're asking for, oh, but it's reasonable. I'm shy. But it's not reasonable because I've just given you a reason why it's not reasonable for other people. For you to come out of your house and impose your fascism, your idea of what the world should be, on everybody else. Let's look at what the chief of police says. He says it's okay. Got no powers. So it's only you. It's only you. It's only you that has the problem. So if only you has the problem, why don't you fuck off? I've been there thousands of times. No one's had a problem. Other people do it. I do it. If I do it a lot, there's still no law against it. There's no maximum amount. It's not like photography runs out forever. The room went dark and the sun went out because he used up all the film in the history of the world. No one else can do it. Because he's stopping him. He's doing it too much. Or I'm doing it too little. That's the problem with people. Yeah? Their laziness, you've got to slow down. If they're fat, put on some weight and stop looking fit and attractive. Stop having big muscles. I don't like big muscles. Got too big muscles. Like everybody has these weird attitudes that when you see them in real life, that's total bullshit because you are into all of that. It's just that because you've not achieved it, right? You want to also at the same time put it down. You won't let anybody else live it large, as it were. You won't let anyone else have their victory because you have got to impose it on everybody else. You come out of your house, you decided you're going to sing a song, but now no one else can see what everybody else is doing because you're in the way. You're in the way, really. All right? Rather than let people celebrate with you, you're now becoming the obstacle of progress. You're now preventing the recorded history of the world. Yeah? Because that history of the world that happened there tonight and every other night will never happen again. Ever. Ever. So what is the point in this modern book, this Facebook? I don't know what book it really is. If we cannot put the things into it that we want to put into it. And also store in our own archives. Have for our own future generations. So I can tell my great grandchildren, this is the fuckery we had to deal with. So that you know, it's never going to change. Don't ever let anybody tell you what to do. No matter how false nice. Because nice is the falseness. This is the camouflage that evil people use on good people. Because good people, right, as soon as they realize that there's a lie going on, they stop being nice. And once the nice isn't there, the evil people say, look, this person can't be good because they're not nice. What's nice got to do with being good or right about something? I don't know about you, but when someone does you wrong, most people get angry. And then we're told, don't be angry. Be happy. You know that one? You know that one? That's like another gaslighting, isn't it? Who is creating these conventions that forbid you from being your natural self because they would be afraid of your reaction? The only reason they're afraid of your reaction is because they know that you've done something wrong. So they have to create all of these social booby traps that they will try and snare you in. This is why narcissism has grown. It's the same like political correctness has grown. They've put into society a thought, and this thought has grown amongst the population that ordinary, gullible idiots who ain't about nothing, who've never developed themselves, right, think that they can just tell everybody what to do. They're really thinking above their station. They think that they are everybody's boss and that they can boss everybody around. Yeah, and it comes from the same bully boy tactic. If people at the top are bullies, it's bullies all the way down. But if people are inspiring you, like a mentor, like a true leader actually empowers you and says, no, I've taught you everything I need. Now you can do it. And you go off and you do it. That's a true leader. The leader isn't there holding your hand and making sure that you do everything exactly his way. If you go and do something, you learn, and then you do it slightly different, and you find a better way, great. And then if you become someone else's leader and teacher, great. Because really, leader, so people can use that and say, yes, that person's a real leader. And we think we know what that word means. But again, that's another hijack word, isn't it? Designed for the ego. Got to be careful with that one. But teacher, yeah? Someone who's teaching all the time, teaching, and also learning. Them are the kind of people we need to be. Right? But these closed-minded people who, if you was to explain it like that, wouldn't realise just how fascist they're being by denying you. They're the anti-you. Yeah? You are it's like God and anti-God, yeah? Christ and anti-Christ. So if you're good or God or righteous, trying to do good, and then they come to try and stop this good, what are they performing as? What are they operating as? What is the force they've come to do? And this is why we're seeing it so much, because there is satanic people operating. Now, most people don't realise that to be a Satanist, be selfish. That's all you have to be. Be friggin' selfish. And how many people got like that? Loads of them. Loads of them. And why? Because of the bully system. Because they don't think that they're getting their fair share. And they haven't figured out even that even without a fair share, you can still improve your situation if you sacrifice. You're the one who has to do the sacrificing. See, many of them don't want to do the sacrificing. Yeah, they don't want to stay in every weekend and save the money and buy the tools so that they can then build the business, learn the trade, and do something else. Many of them, it's like they had these dreams and they never followed them at all. They just gave up on it. And then it's like those that have followed the dreams, they look down the nose on them because, it's like I suffered more than you. I did things I hated because now I've got people telling me I'm big and important. Well, nobody cares. You see, in 100 years, nobody's care about what I did or what you did. But I care right now, in the moment, how I'm living my life, how I'm able to feel and connect with that life and connect with others. And you see, when I can't get to do those things, again, I also care. But I'm not going to be subjugated and treated like everybody else's slave because they don't like something. Because let's get down to it. Let's fully explore and understand what's really going on here so that once and for all we can deal with it, and so that nobody's got any mistake about it are feeling worried or feeling upset that other people don't like you. If they don't like you, so be it. That's the way it's got to go. Yeah? I wasn't put on this earth just to be liked. Jesus Christ, when he was here, everybody didn't like him. That's a newsflash. Newsflash. When the living man who behaves in that way and teaches in that way is here in your face, in the flesh, nobody likes it. Everybody likes the weak and the feeble Christ that they imagine he is. Like he has no words of power, that he's going to wake up the sinner and the sinner's going to feel nice about his previous former life of sinning. Oh, feel nice because Christ was cussing me. Yeah. You're not meant to feel that. You're meant to feel the righteous fire. You're meant to know that you have to do things in order to change and grow. Not just stay in the current position that you're in. And many people are in this position. And it's complete selfishness. Their idea of the world just revolves around them. Solipsism. They're solipsistic. And it's that religion of Satanism, solipsism, me, myself, and I, nothing else matters. I make up my own morals. If you don't agree with my morals, there's something wrong with you. It's like, you can have all of that, but don't think you can enforce it on others. If you've got a belief that others can't film, guess what? Fuck off. Because you can. And they can and they will. They've got a body, they've got arms, they've got their own phone. Click, they're doing it. You being upset, that's your problem. That's your fucking problem. Not everybody else's. Believe it. Believe it. It is your problem. And it's a mental illness. And you need to get therapy for it. It's as simple as that. Get some therapy. Right? Get 10 cats and stroke them. Right? So, you get out of that, whatever it is that you're in. And then realise you have no fucking power to tell nobody else in the entire world what they can and can't film in public, even if it's your friend, even if they're shy. Just shut up and don't say fuck all and allow it. Because, you're not going to see, even if, imagine the room was crowded and you didn't see everybody. There's someone in that room going to do it. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's not like they're stalking you and going to go, I'm going to use this and figure out from the clothes she's wearing where she's doing her shopping, and I'm going to run down there and I'm going to spy and find out where she lives from the trail of a toilet roll that came out of 1,000 houses. And it's just, you know how many mental fucking backflips of insanity you would have to use in order to take that. Someone just taken a video of someone doing a performance, singing, and it's nice. And everyone's enjoying it. And I want to enjoy it again when I get home. And maybe I was drunk, so I couldn't enjoy it. So I'll record it. Or whatever. I could look at home and fucking, do one of them over it. Who cares, right? Because that's private, what I do, right? But you see, if you did something public, everybody saw it. And again, the other side to that, sharing that which was already public. Again, it was public, right? If somebody's not making money off it, we're not publishing it. You understand? We're simply sharing, right? I can share anything. Anything. You can share this video. I hope you do, because then maybe some people will grow a brain. I don't know, because it needs to be said. Anybody can do what they like because they're not hurting you. If they want to, it's not like I'm right in your face, yeah, right up to your eyeball, yeah. And it's like I'm filming you like that. I'm not filming you like that. It's just that because I'm doing it, and because I know there's politics involved, and why is there politics involved? That's another one. We're all going to figure that out together, aren't we? All right? Because on the one hand, there's many levels to this. Yeah? The little petty jealousies, the mental illnesses, and the neuroticisms that people have, where they need a therapist to get over their fears, their non-existent fears, because those are just thoughts that they have. It's got nothing to do with what I'm doing. The politicization, that the repetitiveness, the patterns. Oh, Jules seems to be going through that a lot. But why only Jules? Why not everybody who's got a camera and use their camera today? And guarantee you that you've seen a million things today and you've not really thought about someone's filming somebody else. Surely that's a crime now. It must be, right? It must be, because if anyone's going to tell me don't film, right? And then because I decided, yeah, I am good, but I'm not going to be nice about it, right? Because why should I? Right? The law is the law, and it's on my side. People would say, oh, don't sue them for that. They just come out to have a nice time. So did I. And now they've stopped my nice time. Now they've got my brain going, woo, I can make millions off this idiot because they're an idiot. Yeah? And then I can use all of that to maybe buy some buildings where people could do what the fuck they like film. Yeah? Film this because it's in public. It's something we want you to see. Look at how good. Look at how many years we practice. Look at the expensive instruments that people are using. Yeah. Look at the person's long hair that they've grown for years just so they look good on stage. Look at the shirt with the big collars that they don't wear anywhere else because they're on stage. Look at that. Look at these people dancing. Look at the smiles on faces. Then look at this miserable person telling everyone, don't film. I'm filming. My friend didn't be there. Stay in your fucking house. Don't come out. Yeah? That's the answer. You don't like people doing things in public that they're allowed to do. It's like saying, right, let's look on the reverse. Your shit, I ban you from fucking singing. Yeah? Because, no, I don't want to see it with my eyes even. I don't want to see your shit with my eyes. Is that fair? Is that fair? It's the same like saying ban my video. I can film because also I can see it with my eyes. So now I don't want no one else to see with their eyes because I'm not allowed to see with my eyes, whether it be digital eyes or these physical eyes, which still interpret the digital eyes. And I became first before you. You see, because of the selfishness and the indoctrination, right, of idiots and the brain dead moron, yeah, and the fluoride drinking idiot and aspartame brain damaged people. Yeah, not one drink in their cupboard has not got crap in it. Yeah, it's all chemical crap with crap floating on the top. Just leave all of them soft drinks and all that rubbish alone. Drink some water. You'll be right. But you see, all of that adds together to create morons who think they can tell everybody else, don't do that. But if you apply any of their reasoning to their own actions, they're going to be upset. And they're going to say, you're not a nice person. And you've come here to cause an argument. And you've come here to bully. It's like, no. Actually, the opposite is true. You've come here to bully because I didn't say anything to you about not do something. If you want to start playing the games of not do, I'll tell you a million things not to do. Right? Now, in the natural world, yeah, where God exists, anybody try to tell somebody else not to do something, better have the backup. Better be able to, put their, not money where their mouth is, because in the natural world, their physicality where their mouth is. Yeah? This is the problem with the world, you see, why we live in coward NAZILAND. Because everyone could talk shit all day long. And when the shit that they've taught has finally wound people up enough, yeah? This is why the gaslighting is involved in all of this Nazi behaviour. Because their only defence is to weaponize against you the fact that every moron in the world thinks it's justifiable and fair to use an army of men to tell you what to do, even when you're right. Yeah? Simply because of the fact that you react with force and violence. Yeah? Now, in the natural world, somebody tries to push you off your pedestal off what you're doing, if another tiger or lion come up against another lion and he's in his space and they just go, you're not doing that, and try and check them on anything, what do you think's going to happen in the real world? But we don't live in the real world, do we? We live in fascist Nazi clown world. And in fascist Nazi clown world, where the lowest of us, can prance around, getting fat and saying that they're as fit as everybody else who is actually fit, and living their make-believe world of fantasy and no accountability. And here they are, telling people what to do, because this is where they get the power trip now, for their little feminazi. The society that's told them, run your mouth all day, and nothing can happen to you. Nothing bad can happen to you when you run your mouth, no matter how much fuckery and foolishness you talk. That, you see, all of the punishment, it seems, is reserved mainly against men, but in particular, every intellectual man you've ever heard about. I mean, if Albert Einstein was alive today, he would probably be one of the most persecuted men. You wouldn't have heard about none of that science, because we now live in a religious science, or seance, where everybody's hypnotized by a bunch of baloney. And as long as we say the baloney enough times, everyone will believe it. Doesn't matter if it's true, doesn't matter if it, defies the laws of physics. It's like, you just got to believe it, or you're a heretic. You see, you'd be a heretic if you don't just believe. Even though everything that I'm talking about, you can actually just Google it, and in 5 seconds, you've got the answer. In 2 seconds, you've got the answer. But you see, if that answer contradicts what you've spent all your life believing in, this is the problem. This is the problem. People have got massive egos. But they seem to think ego is someone talking like how I'm talking. So, that guy's got an ego. When in fact, the ego is the fact that when these people are wrong and they got no facts, nothing supports what they're saying whatsoever. They haven't even got one brain cell. And they're still continuing in their ignorance. That's the ego. Right? If I'm proven wrong, if I'm shown wrong, show me. I go, okay then. That's why I'm happy to go to court. I want to learn. I want to learn, man. I want to learn. Don't you want to learn? Should want to learn, man. Spend your whole life making a mistake because, it's important. Isn't it? Is it important or isn't it? When is it important? When it's just happening to you. Yeah? Let's say you went on holiday. And while you're on holiday, you're taking pictures of where you are on holiday. Right? But you see, always, unless, you're in the Omega Man, or, I Am Legend, unless you're the last man or woman on earth, there's always going to be people around you. And no matter how well you might try to, respect others, if somebody's in public doing something and you can see it, if the fence is too low, that's not your fault. If the curtains are wide open, that's not your fault, right? If they're in the driveway, running between the house and the porch, and it's all in clear view, again, it's not your fault. If they're in the alleyway and it's just nipped out for a cig and they was in the dressing gown, again, it's not your fault. Anywhere they fucking happen to be, right? Now, you just might have happened to have filmed that. But again, you don't know what its use or purpose might actually be. You don't. How many people know for example, how many people would know they're watching something that was a crime and then that information might be needed later on? You wouldn't know necessarily at the time. You're not omnipotent. You're not omnipresent. You're not omnisentient. You're not the creator God. You're not all knowing, and no one's all knowing, and Google definitely isn't all knowing. Google requires us to put stuff in it, and what do we know? However, when it comes to man's laws, which everybody obeys man's laws because they're afraid of men, right? And they want a gang of men to bully all individual men, yeah, for the sake of some politics. But we need to look at these politics that's being bullied on us all. Yeah, that's why Back to the Future is a very important movie. Symbolically, you need to look at it. You need to understand it. But also, it's a very good movie, you know? And it had good family values. What happens if you let the bullies rule you in the past? What happens to your future? What happens if you do nothing and you don't challenge bullies in your present day? What happens to your future? Whether these bullies are male or female, and especially in these times where a lot of the bullies tend to be female because, why? They can use violence and they feel that they're above reproach. They can be offensive, aggressive, speak in a manner where, they have no respect. Whereas some men, you see, men will size it up differently and might go, you know what? If I speak, words of war, then I'm going to end up with a war. I don't know. I think men just tend to be more restrained emotionally because they have to be. Because men are punished in nearly every single instance where they fail to control their emotions, which is really funny considering that women are known to be the emotional ones. And men have to control their emotions. But you see, men still have emotions and can be provoked into having emotions. I don't think there's anything wrong with men having emotions because I have emotions. Yeah? And as men, we have to get through our emotions and learn how to control our emotions. Although that seems extremely repressive, extremely like a slave system, but only for the mind. Yeah? Only for the mind of men. The minds of women, blah, 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 anything you want to say, no matter how ridiculous. Including, don't film me because I'm shy, I'm out in public and I'm dancing and celebrating, but don't film me. How about you just focus on your shit? Don't watch my shit. Oh, I don't like you having film with me. Why? What's I got to... In fact, that's too much of a debate. Why? Why is too much of a debate? I don't care. Well, you're not being nice. Where does it say I have to be nice? And why is niceness make you think that I'm good? I'm honest. Right? I'm honest. And I'm telling you, I don't care, but I'm also not going to use it for anything bad. There's nothing bad in it. The fact that you can see bad in it is your bad wiring. You've got something wrong with your brain. You're not normal. You weren't brought up where, everything wasn't a threat. It was just normal. It was just a celebration of life. You won't let me celebrate life. How often do we hear these women saying, I'm big and I'm beautiful and I want to be accepted? And here are people accepting you. And then you're like, no, I'm shy. Shy, why? Because you can't sing? Then get off the stage. You can sing? What's the problem? Because it's always something political. And I guarantee you, 5 minutes later, someone else would have been filming. So it really has nothing to do with whether people can or can't film. It's got more to do with the politics of the situation. Right? Because, again, most people can have a camera because they bought a phone. And most phones have got cameras. That's not the problem. Yeah? How many people are actually intelligent? How many people are actually capable of great things? How many people, because they're so capable of great things, make people nervous. What's he going to do? What's he going to say? I'm extremely reasonable, believe me. The amount of people that's still wearing the clothes and not down to the underpants because they lost everything, because I took it. People don't know because nothing happened to them, because I'm reasonable. That's what they think nice is. Nice is be nice. Don't sue me and take everything off me because I was a jackass and I kept harassing you. And it was all political and I couldn't justify it. And you made me look like an idiot. And the judge just laughed and they said, pay him his money. I mean, courts just exist for problems, don't they? That's why they created so many problems, so that they can get paid, sitting there like a mummy and daddy and saying, well, let's sort this problem out that these children can't seem to sort. Except we're not all children, are we? Some of us are mature-minded. And we understand our duties and our purpose, and we're trying our best for our children, for our generations. And you got other people, right, who've been put there to sabotage everything you're trying to do, because the people who are above even all of that, they don't want anyone even getting close to their level of liberty. Because they're certainly not very intelligent, these people. These people who are at the top, nowhere near intelligent, nowhere close. And anybody who even understands what I've just said here, you're above them. Because it's common sense, isn't it? We're not slaves, and we weren't put on earth to be slaves. And for other people to try and enslave us by whatever means, it's like, oh, found a chink in your armour. Oh, you can't do that. Well, I'll keep doing that, and I keep doing that, and keep doing that. No, you see? It's like Iron Man. Every time someone found a chink in his armour, he adapted, and he upgraded his armour. So by the end, you couldn't do nothing. Yeah? And that's what we've got to be like. Good people have to start getting their spiritual armour to the level where Iron Man had his armour and beyond. Yeah? Because these everyday morons are really getting annoying. And they're just going to increase. They don't seem to understand the word no. They're very afraid, but I can't understand their reasons. They're not explainable. You couldn't show it to me. You couldn't even show me that there's some damage. You could just make up some crap. And people could sit there and go, well, oh, I believe in the Emperor's new clothes. They're totally invisible to us, but it's there, all right. No, it's not. It's not. And it's not justifiable. You see, actual work, actual things of the positive and the good are being destroyed because of negative things and negative thinking. And it really is a negative thing. Imagine a world devoid of TV where, you know, we can't film anything anymore because the government's now decided everything offends us. Everything offends us. We've had to stop filming everything. And now we're getting rid of all of these devices. It's simply not allowed for you, everyday people, to film yourself. We, the government, must tell you what you look like. Mirrors don't exist anymore. It's the black mirror. Glass and silver has been banned, and you know, you just get your Google Glass and you watch what we tell you, and that's how society is becoming, because we've got too many little cowards running around being little Nazi order followers, telling people basic things like you can't stand here and you can't do that, and basic things now. And now it's getting really pathetic. The politics and the level of the politics, and we all should be knowing where it's coming from and why. It's pathetic, isn't it? It's not even got anything to do with talent. You know, they don't want to look at the talent. They want to talk about their politics now, all of a sudden. It's politics every time you go out somewhere now. It's like, you can't film in here, politics. No, you're a racist and you discriminate. Yeah? And I think it's worthy enough to be sued, because it's starting to bother me now. It's starting to get to the point where Are you going to tell me that everywhere I go? Because then you're leaving me no option but to sue the shit out of you. And that'll be a much faster way of making money. A bit, basically all the money you've ever had and ever will earn, because you're a moron and it's about time. Yeah? And this is everyday, ordinary people who just won't stand a chance. You see, they might use the physical bully of the government, saying only the government is allowed to use violence. When the government uses violence, it's right. It is good when the government uses violence. Hey? Because these are those people that like to wind you up so that they can get to use the good old violence of the government. But then when you are smart and you use your brain and you start using the good old law and the money side and the suing side for damages, yeah? Not made up bullshit, but actual, do we have these human rights or don't we? Because my inalienable rights appear to be being infringed. Do I have liberty or don't I? Am I free or am I a slave? If anything you're telling me is making me a slave, right? That's unlawful. That's damage, you moron. You idiot. How much money do you have? Start counting. Get it all out. Clear out your bank. Sell your house. Because I ain't playing. Because you might think it's something small, but I only come out my house to sing. And I just want to fucking live. And you fucking started, didn't you, by telling me I can or can't do something when clearly I can. And it's just you has the problem. So maybe there's two solutions. Get fucking therapy so that you're not afraid of shit, yeah? Or go out and say shit, yeah, to people and then be really afraid that now you're going to get sued because people are sick and tired of your bullshit. And why not? And you could have thousands of people say, well, it's not fair, because it's not fair, because he's been like a bully because he knows things and he's too clever for him and she can't answer him. And well, nobody cares, do they? Because you don't care about my right. Yeah? And when the law is simple, made simple so that babies can understand it, because most of y'all is fucking stupid and retarded, yeah? You really are annoyingly stupid, annoyingly restrictive, annoyingly fascist. It's like, it's the default position of stupid people to become fascists. That's why it keeps repeating, by the way. And that's why we won the war, because actually it's just like in Indiana Jones, where you got, Indy's a bit cleverer than the Nazis. Because stupid people, right, are normally Nazis. And Nazis are stupid people. Yeah, who think they've got the right to turn everybody else into slaves. They think they are the superior race. And no one else has got their rights. You see, when they want to film something, right, they do it, don't they? But now they're turning around and using special reasons like, that's my friend. Nobody gives a shit. Fuck off. I didn't ask for your fucking commentary. I didn't ask for your opinion. I don't want to know who they are. In fact, anonymity is better. Because I'm just filming something in the fucking public. I don't want to fucking know then. If you're just going to deny my right to do something, then shut the fuck up. Sit over there and don't talk to me. Get as offended as you like, because that's reality, isn't it? Versus your fascist reality where no one else can have it except you. You've hijacked the stage, which is, again, a political movement where no one else can now see this period of time. It's just disappeared like the Bermuda Triangle from reality. Because no one's allowed to film it. It didn't exist. Why? Because I, big fat mouth with no brains, sitting there like a puppet, like someone who'd been sent, waiting for the only person that they knew was going to come and film like the way I film. But I did see other people filming. But again, they wanted to make some big issue of it. the minute they see me setting up the camera. They think I'm not clocking them when I'm clocking them. Carry on with your politics. I'll make money off you. I love it. Yeah? I love it. In fact, my fee for not filming will be something close to £12 million. So, start saving your money, kiddies. All you little wannabes who think that, you know, you can bully the rest of the world not to do something what they can do in public. You're not going to get very far if you have these kind of attitudes. I'm telling you, you will not. Because this is the thing, people don't understand the music business. They understand the music, but they don't understand the business. The contracts and things like that. They don't understand it at all. Yeah? And they think it's all about them. They think the future was made by them. They think the present day is made by them. And in reality, we're all here together. Most of my people don't have a problem with me doing what I'm doing. But there's a couple of problems that exist in this music scene. One is idiot morons who are selfish, politically fucking stooges who have been sent, Nazi order followers and those types of people. And then the other side of that is the fact that most musicians, when that situation arises, become little cowards and don't say nothing and don't put that other person in the place simply because they're trying to be everybody's friend. But in reality, you've got to start saying what the law is. Not just what you think. Because, well, it's not fair on them really, you know. It's like, and to be honest, you know, they probably don't give a shit. But the fact that I do give a shit, is that allowed? Am I allowed to care? And how much am I allowed to care? What's the exact amount? Where I see it, if you're somewhere where it's public, don't go around expecting everybody has to do what you say. And certainly, filming somebody is non-invasive. I don't know if we're living in some backwards, medieval, witchcraft, you know, superstitious age where people think that if a photograph is taken of them, they lose their eternal soul or something. No, don't worry. Your soul stays with you. You know, it's like looking in the mirror. Even your soul doesn't go into the mirror, people. It's just science. It's just natural phenomenon. Okay, that we are taking advantage of. You see, everything around us obeys us. The laws of God are perfect. That's why everything works. But you see, there's some people out there that they are far from perfect. And the other thing is they're trying to prevent other people from perfecting themselves. Where do you get the practice? None of us are rich. None of us are billionaires. None of us own acres of private land in which to play golf or film our movies or billions of pounds from the bank. You know, we're not, you know, the banker's son just made instant billionaires just because you're born. There you go. We'll find some excuse. Oh, he did, you know, he swept up. Yeah, we paid him $10 billion a year. Now he's a billionaire. He did absolutely nothing all of his life. You can't quantify the work that the billionaires have done themselves with their own frigging hands and justify why they're billionaires, and at the same time have people who work their asses off and people sit round almost like it's a joke as to how much they can try to prevent these people from moving forward. That's why I say it's absolutely racist, absolutely discriminating, absolutely, you name it, they're doing it. Slavery. And they don't realise they're doing it. So much so that when you tell them that's what it is, they still can't believe it. They're still too stupid to understand their rights end where someone else's rights begin. And no one is hurting you. There is no pain involved. If you imagine some pain, This is the problem. This is the problem. Yeah? That's the problem, isn't it? My physical work, my archiving, legacy, my entire fucking life then could be wrapped up in that type of medium of recording. And then here we have a twat, an idiot, a boring moron. Someone who's just come out of their house. Doesn't understand the game. Trying to hide that from everybody. And that's just on one side of it. On the other side of it, it's sinister. And it's politically motivated. And it's cliques of music people ganging up against other music people because they don't want those people to succeed. Why do you think then we end up having gangsterism mixed in with the music? Because people are forbidding people from earning a living. And again, the problems with our society. Why? Because we don't have God family values, teaching children how to get on in the community, respecting that community, yeah, making it safe for the children, not being greedy, not being selfish, allowing the good things, allowing our history, my history, black people history. God forbid that me or any other good person do something like show the good things that they're trying to do. God forbid that, because then people will think they're good people, these people. And therefore, they can't come with their controlled narrative of people like that, where they try to make these people look bad because there's no evidence of them being good. So again, there's so many layers to this onion, this political, musical fascism, you know, of prohibition and segregation and apartheid. It all exists, people. Today, 2024. That's why 2024 might be the last year anybody ever gets to film anything ever again, because I'm serious now. I want some money. Why should I drive up and down, go to a place, spend petrol, bring instruments, learn instruments, invest years and years and years of practice, and go somewhere and then someone says, oh, you know what? I don't want you filming me, or just film you. That's the other little anal fucking knobhead behaviour, innit? You film you, put you in corner. How about fuck off? How about if you was a man, fight me for it. Let's have a cage fight. Yeah? Winner takes all, dickhead. This is the problem with people. Yeah? Because they don't like it when you're your full self. And your full self, your unrestricted self, is way faster, way stronger, way smarter, way braver, way handsomer, or more beautiful, whatever it is, than they are. So they've got to cut you down. Bring down the standard, not raise the standard. They don't want to get slim. Everybody's got to get fatter. They don't want to get clever. Everybody's got to get stupider, and so on and so forth. Because we're led by the least of us. And they cannot stand the fact that all of the things they practiced their entire life has led to who they are. A big fat loser who's jealous of everybody else. And so when I see people who they would like to be like. There's this common behavior these days of pull it down, pull it down, pull it down, pull it down. You see people do it, even with the celebrities that they don't know, and at the same time idolize, and at the same time pull down and tear down. And everybody's always bad-mouthing somebody else. Nobody's ever saying anything positive about anybody. People get up and the first thing they do, they turn on the television. And I blame people like Jeremy Kyle for that, where, wake up to an argument. And then, who was the other one? Jerry Springer. Go to sleep with an argument. And then it's on rerun, 24 hours a day. 1994 or whatever, when he came out. And it was just pure argument. People didn't themselves want to have an argument. But they'll get up first thing in the morning and listen to an argument. And is it any wonder that after 10 years of that, everybody's so argumentative these days? I mean, how many years of brainwashing and patterning, forming that pattern, almost like the imprinting arguments on a whole generation. So now all they can do is argue and act like they're in a TV show, even in their most private moments where they feel like, oh, rather than resolve the argument and say, yeah, you're right, or, compromise or whatever, they're going to say something cocky like that was a catchphrase. And everyone's just going to go, oh, wonderful. Oh, you're so clever. I loved how you said that to him. Yeah, you really put him in his place. And now, no, but that in reality doesn't work, does it? It does not work. It just creates more of a problem. But this is the problem. Why we have many women running around like fascists. They don't have physical strength, so what do? They bully men who they cannot conquer, who they can't beat intellectually with nonsensical threats. These women can't even approach a man a good way and say, I'm a good wife and you should take me because these are the reasons and I'm going to add this to you. Like that kind of woman, right? How much do I have to friggin' lift her out of the ashes, out of the living shit that she lives in? How much do I have to raise her up before she's even equivalent to the level that I'm thinking at, to even be helpful or useful? So many people out there think, oh, they're ready. Ready for what? You're ready for nothing at all. Yeah, it's all delusion. And we're still, they want to make their delusion your delusion. Like we're all supposed to just believe the same thing. We're all just fit into a mold. That's the problem with television. That's the problem with all, not letting people go and read and study it for themselves. Yeah, that's the problem with indoctrinated thinking. And that's all we've got. Facebook is the perfect tool for indoctrination and indoctrinated thinking. And the bias and prejudice that it offers. Some people, for the exact same thing, get far more views and followers. And the simple question is, why is that? Don't put it down to, oh, well, they're more interested or they're, more well-loved. Even the idea that people love something, nobody knows what they love because they're told what to love. Just like nobody knows what to think because they're told what to think, not how to think, not how to love. They don't know these things. They don't know how to love. They just know love exists. I don't know. Is it this? It feels like love. You haven't got a clue because love comes with conditions. Everyone's like, oh, love is unconditional because God is unconditional love. Are you God? Are you? No, you're not. So it comes with conditions, you see. That's why you'll never be the capital T Most High living God. Sons and daughters of God, yes. For those who are confused what that all means. Because as soon as you say something like that, everybody wants to test the theory of, well, God's immortal, I'll shoot with a bullet. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. That's all you are, an idiot. Yeah? Because, first of all, which person good or otherwise, is going to stand there and let you shoot them with a bullet just to prove the fact that God is in them. As we all know, God is love. So my question is, where's this fear coming from? Where is this fear? Because that's the pattern, the common denominator. I'm afraid that if you film me, what? Your soul will be trapped on the film, and you know, it's like the Twilight Zone. You're going, hey, I'm laughing at you on the screen. You've got your soul. It's totally irrelevant. Bullshit. And it's starting to look like it's just an excuse. It's just an excuse to cramp and paralyze what I'm doing. The fact that I've seen that now a couple of times, and I didn't see that before. Is this the new trend of 2024? And if so, I need to find a new business, and guess what that business will be? It'll be suing little jackasses who think they know things, but don't actually know anything. Because either it's the law or it ain't. And if it's not enforceable, and people are just harassing me because they don't want me to do something, then we've got so many racist, prejudiced, discriminating, man-hating people in society. And it's clear then that we need to educate these people. Rather than us all lose our freedom to do these things because, you know, it's me, doesn't really matter. Either we've all got that right or no one's got that right. And if no one's got that right, I don't want to see nobody filming nothing again. Because it'll be the same thing. If you're stopping me from doing it, no one better do it. Because if I see anybody doing it, whoever said I can't do it, you're getting sued. But also, the people who are doing it can come to court and we'll all sort it out. Because why should we all be stopped and prohibited? Or why should only some do it when that's clear discrimination? So again, anyone that ever told me I can't do it, if I ever catch you doing it, you're going to pay some money. And if I ever see you allowing any of your friends doing it, you're going to pay some money. And we're going to get to the bottom of this, won't we? Because the thing that you seem to care about most is like, oh, he might be getting ahead as if people, you know, going to see me on film or whatever. I really don't understand why that's a problem. When at the same time, you want to do these things yourself, you do these things, and maybe it is because you're shy. Maybe it is because you haven't got my confidence or whatever. Some people say I've got confidence. And that's another thing that people will attack you for because it's a strength. Knock his confidence. He's too tall. Hit him on the head with a hammer, make him smaller, break his spine, you know? These are the ways and the behaviours of our society. Little jealous red eye bullshitters. As a good man, we've been taught be nice, be nice, be nice, and allow the Nazi people to grow in confidence. Their confidence to do evil is growing, while our confidence to do good is shrinking and diminishing. And you're not sick of it, because I'm sick of it. Wouldn't you like to make millions of pounds every time an idiot says, you can't do that, and you say, I can. Now we'll go to court. Now we'll go to court because it's like, it's commonality. Like, just like everyone accepts that if you're racist to a black person today, you better have some money. It's the same. It's the same. We need to make it the same so that people understand. So we no longer have stupid little Karens saying, well, I'm doing an idiot thing, but you getting out your camera has offended me. And it's like, too bad, you're in public. Mind your behaviour. If you're doing something good, we are all allowed to celebrate it. Now shut up. And there'll be an arsehole, basically. Don't be a party pooper. Don't be a miserable cunt, trying to control everybody. Yeah? Me filming is not me controlling everybody. But you telling me not to film, right, is a fascist act of trying to control others. In the same way, when I saw you on a stage, I didn't grab you by your fucking neck and throw you out because I was now unable to film my friends in this time period, which I specifically wanted to film because it's my right. I'm in a public fucking place. I can do what the fuck I like. But apparently you can't when stupid bitches are there or stupid motherfuckers are there who've been sent or they're just retarded. Either way, if they all paid money, I wonder how long they'll fucking be doing that for. Hey? Either we have rights or we don't. Either you've got your rights or you don't. If you don't think you got any rights, why don't you think you got any rights? Is it because you're afraid? Is it because everybody else rules you and tells you what to do? And you just want to fit in with everybody else, even if it means they say, well, you got to change your sex. No, we don't like you as a girl or a boy. You must become what I want you to become. Right? Because that's the world we live in. Fascist, Nazi, do as I say land. Yes, but, not as I do. Do as I say, but not as I do. Yeah, the fascists will say, don't film. Meanwhile, all the friends can film. You'll see them the very next day filming. It was all about stopping you. Because they don't like you. And the reason they don't like you is because when you turn around to them and say, who the fuck do you think you're telling not to do something? When you don't have the... Why don't you mind your business and you just do you? Oh, well, I don't like that person. You see, because they've got an attitude problem, right? Which then becomes what? A little political game. A little clique of my friends versus your friends and all of those childish behaviours and motherfuckeries. But you know what sorts the men out from the boys? Yeah? Is go to court, innit? Go to court and winning. That's what sorts it out. Winning. How many people can do that, though? And that's the politics of it, isn't it? Because if you can do that, yeah, wow. You got to wonder just how many of these little Nazi order followers that can just pop up out of any part of society to cramp and paralyse someone who's smart. Because smart people are a threat. Because smart people can relatively access things quite easily. Yeah? It's just that the dumb people, the red-eye people, the jealous people, the hater people, the devils, the satanic crew, yeah? They're the ones fighting everybody. You know what amazes me? How you can have these big organizations full up of people, all with talents, yet none of them seem to be able to bring it together in a way that makes it even appear successful. There's loads of community things going on, right, that are great, but there's a handful of sabotagers and gatekeepers and people who don't want anybody else, or they select who's going to be famous and who's not. Yeah, from within our communities. I'm not talking about up on high. Yeah, it starts at the grassroots level. Yeah, and it starts with tell that person not to film, tell that person to stand over there, don't phone them, cut that off. The internet only exists for these people. Yeah, live stream is only shown to these people, and so on and so forth. The politics of the Nazi control system, the politics of the music game, the fascism of it all even existing. Because we're now in a time where is organic growth? Show me organic growth. By organic growth, I mean you post something, people might have access to so much of it. A percentage of people might see it. So if you post it twice, technically, you should be increasing your odds of it being seen. Right? So exponentially things grow. Like if you save your money grows. And if you're getting interest on something that is growing, also the interest amount would grow. You understand? And music's no different. But when you have some blatantly rip-off lies, rip-off bullshit, where everything you do is being controlled and manipulated so that there are no results. Politics. And why don't they want that? Because some people are also just smart, but they also happen to be doing other things. And it's really getting annoying. Because at the end of the day, I wasn't put on this earth to serve the cowards and the weak. Yeah? There's many things that people think are true, and it's actually the opposite is true. Yeah? The weak and the cowardly and the fearful, they definitely need healing. But some people feel like they're the ones that Christ came to save. But when we say save, these people wanted to be saved. They accepted God. They accepted the path and the necessary actions needed to get them there. This generation just thinks that they can stay in their fear, stay in their cowardice, stay in their selfishness, and still say, but I'm righteous, and I believe in God, and Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And they're nowhere near that. Absolutely nowhere near it. Also, they'll say things like, well, you swear a lot, and that's not a good thing to do. That's not a Christian thing to do. And it's like, you know what I say to that? Shut up, idiot. Because, really, these people have never been told anything like that. Especially people who abuse their authority and power, you know? We have a bunch of homelanders. If we have any supermen on the earth, it's a whole bunch of homelanders. You know, the false supermen, the ones that are not inspiring, the murderous psychopaths who do have ego and don't bring anybody up with them, you know? Everything is them alone on the stage. There is nobody else. There's no room for nobody else. So, for you who's watching a video, imagine all videos not allowed now because somebody's upset by a video. Somebody's upset that they're in a video when they're clearly in public. And if you're in public, I think we just got to have the opinion that, you know, it's allowed. It's all allowed. Nobody's doing anything malicious. We're just celebrating life. If you don't want your life celebrated, it still might be. And there's no crime in that. That's actually a good and noble thing. And if you are, because, all right, I've said a lot of things, you know, but I don't actually treat people like that. It's that when people use these bullshit excuses to me, I'm going to throw it back at them. Right? It's like, okay, you think you're too fat, thin, black, white, you know, tall, short, you know, whatever, to be seen, to be heard. And yet you are just who you are. And people want to celebrate that, but you're being restrictive and you're bringing attention to the fact that you have these insecurities while nobody else has those insecurities. And again, it sounds like bullshit insecurities, because if they were real insecurities, how could you even step foot in public? Never mind, there's a camera on you. So the fact that a human being lifts a mechanical device, presses record, that's now a threat. You just stood there, that wasn't a threat. You're holding the camera, oh, I'm afraid. It's annoying, it's stupid. The Lord doesn't support what you're saying. Why should I be oppressed because you feel oppressed? You feel oppressed, but you're not actually being oppressed. You see, I didn't stop any of your actions. I didn't stop you from performing. So likewise, why should I be stopped from filming? Answer me that. Because there's actually no reasonable answer. It's like saying, oh, well, I don't want anyone else to see me. Well, other people are here. People are seeing you. The next stupid thing you want to say, please. Because at the end of it, you're going to owe me some money for wasting my time. You wasted the first time because the time that I wanted to record can never come back. Can you compensate me for time? Can you give me back that time? No, you can't. So you stole my time because you wanted to be selfish when it's all about you. You did your part. Let me do my part because you banned me or tried to effectively ban me, even though you have no authority to ban me. And obviously, this isn't coming from any of the staff either. This is coming from just individual people who seem to want to make it their business because, okay, maybe they watched my last video and thought, oh, this will be funny. Let's do it again. Well, I'm going to keep pointing it out. But now it comes with punishment. You want to stop me doing what I'm doing? Okay? Then pay for my time. Pay for my services because I am not a slave. Okay? I didn't come there to listen to your shit. Because this has got to be the only way people learn, isn't it? Either we know for a fact, we can film anything and anyone in public, or no one can do it ever again. You really need to think about the consequences of that because we're at that point now, peeps, I think. People think that just because back in the day, cameras were not as common, but now everyone's got them, They're as common as anything else. They're as common as having an indoor toilet. They're as common as sliced bread. They're as common as mirrors. These things are no longer, rare. They're common. It is common for people to use their phone and film. It is normal, therefore. So when you got people saying unnormal things, be abnormal, they're saying. Be abnormal with me. Have my fears, have my insecurities. Be afraid of me because I told you not to do something. I don't give a fuck about you. My life isn't about you, you stupid fat bitch. Okay? I don't care. You don't pay my bills. You didn't make my dinner. You didn't iron no shirts for me. You don't help me with anything in my life. But now you want to tell me not to do something. In the same way, I don't tell you what to do. Don't fucking tell me what to do. You see, that's the problem with stupid bitches in this country having way too much perceived power versus what actual power you got. And people thinking, well, that's not very gentlemanly like. You've got to be a gentleman and treat all women the same. No, we don't, though, because none of them are being nice. They all think they're in charge of man. And because they've actually got no power, they love to play these little games, yeah? But I'm not into these little games because I know exactly what it is. That's why I say, my game is, have you got money, though? You want me to not do something? Okay, got 12 million quid? No, then shut the fuck up. It's that simple. Like, people are so used to people just obeying them, being a little slave. It's like, a lot of people don't like people that can't tell what to do. They don't like people that say, no, I'm not doing that. I don't tell other people what to do. This is why I don't understand the fact that they can't see themselves. And that's why I think we need to film them. Even when they're approaching me like this and say, do you realize what you're doing and what you're saying right now? You're telling another human being what to fucking do. Who the fuck are you? Then shut up, fuck off. Man, woman, big, small, doesn't matter. Be as offended as you like. Fuck off. You see, because we're now dealing with the age of infantile fucking children, right? Who get offended by every little thing and therefore never grow, never get a brain cell, right? Because we've got these people who never grow and never learn, preventing all of the good things, trying to think that they're smart when they're not actually smart. They're not actually smart. They're just stupid bullies. All Nazis are stupid. All bullies are stupid. They'll always be stupid forever and ever. They could never put together a sentence. They haven't got confidence. And because they haven't got it, no one else should have it. Because I'm offended. You're looking better than me. But that's my attention. Never looked at it like that. I'm me, you're you. What do you want me to do? Yeah? I'm not your therapist. Yeah? I'm not your stylist. I'm not your PR man. Right? I'm just some stranger. And even if you know me, or even if you think you know me, guess what? You still can't tell me what to do. It's that simple. Your rights end where my rights begin. I have eyes. I have a camera. I will fucking use it. I paid money for it. Shut up. Have you got money? Shut up. Yeah? You come here all the time? So what? Don't care. You're in public. I will film it. You just perform. Don't make people recording you a problem, because I'm going to say, one, you're a fascist, and I think you've been sent here, and I'm going to find out who sent you here. I'm going to find out all the information. Because you're making it a problem. You, instead of giving me less information about yourself, I was just filming. As far as I'm concerned, you're a stranger. I'm not here to chase you down. I don't want anything really from you. I just think that, this is some great music here. You having an inhibition or problem with people filming you, get over it. Get the fuck over it. It's as simple as that. Yeah? Don't think everybody good is going to treat you nice. Because when it comes to their rights, the law, things like legacy, things like, this is my business. Yeah? This is what I do for a living. Things like that. Passion. Yeah? Everybody else is allowed to do it, so you're discriminating. Yeah? If I ever catch any single other human being on the face of the planet ever filming anything ever, so either I'm about to become the richest person that ever lived, and you're all going to get really upset because you've all took my rights, so guess what will happen to you if I ever see you pull out camera? Or we can all do it, and stupid bastards from now till eternity can shut their mouth. I think the simplest one is, stupid bastards, shut your mouth. Don't say anything, ever. Your stupid little game will get to the point where, one, whatever night's going on, that'll probably get shut down, because that's your purpose, isn't it? Except I'll have the paperwork ready. Ready, yes. And then anything you think I'm breaking the law, no. Because, you see, these people love to be able to call the violent ones, the ones who come to do violence and force, and say, oh, you're intimidating this woman. She only come out to sing a song, and I only come out to sing a song. And we've got the same rights here. But where we differ is, I'm not telling her what to do. You see? I came here to sing and film. She might have only come here to sing, but she's got no rights to tell anybody else what to fucking do. You understand, dummy? And since the chief of police agrees with me, since the prime minister agrees with me, since the king fucking agrees with me, who the fuck are you? Shut up and give me my money, dummy. It'll be that fucking easy. I'm looking forward to it. But I'm letting you know, because when it happens and you'll start crying about, he's not a nice man. Remember this? Yeah? Remember this. Remember that I've been doing this for decades. And before me, my dad was doing it. And before him, hundreds of years of photography. And then you've got this current generation of retarded, you know, I doubt if there's one frigging brain cell that works. Yeah? Because they're so used to getting what they want, when they want. This is why they have no self-control. None whatsoever. This is why they're so obese. Because they got no self-control. And they think the world owes them control. That's why they vote in things for other people to force others to do things that they would never do themselves, because they're all a bunch of useless, fascist, cowards living in their insane psychopath behavior. They're either cowards or they're psychopaths. One or the other. That's the two choices that these people are. They're certainly not creatives. They're not brave. Yeah? Forbid not, says God. Well, anyone who's coming with this, I forbid thee, that's the opposite. That's not God. That's Satan. And Satan deserves to always lose. So, all these idiots that think that they can tell people what to do, what to film, when to film, interpretation of this, that, and the other, just stop. Just stop. Yeah? It's not going to work out well for you. Right? I mean, it upsets me that we should have to come down this road, because as a good person, yes, we have a conscience. Of course we do. But we're not doing anything wrong. And we're going to continue to do what we've always done. Yeah? Which is not doing anything wrong, which is celebrating life. And if you've got a problem with that, that's your problem. Get over it. Don't expect me to help you get over your problem. I don't have time for that. I don't have time. I'm not your therapist. I'm not paid for that shit. But if you come to me again with any of that shit, you will be paying for my time. Oh yes, you will be paying for my time and my services, because I'm not playing. I will do whatever I want. It's not no game. It's not no behind the secrets, behind the scenes, behind the whatever politics. Yeah? Or just a random idiot. All of that will be dealt with. So whether it's a deliberate agenda from somewhere else, or where it's just a random idiot with a small tiny brain, the outcome will be the same. Anybody you send better have money. And again, these paid actors, these ghosts, these disappearing people, yeah, I'm warning you. Warning you. Bring your ID. Yeah, bring it all with you. Yeah, because you're going to need proof in that exact moment before you even say anything to me. Yeah. This is why I think a lot of things are going to get very cold and very hard for people out there, because they really are making it difficult for everybody else to get by. And when the pushback happens, simply for, this is my right. Remember, I'm not starting any problem. I just walk through the door. I don't even talk. Why should I have to tell people or ask people's permission? I don't need to ask nobody's permission. Yeah? But you see, these little agenda people, these little politics people, these little paid actors, or whatever they are, make sure you got money next time, man. Because I'm going to start going everywhere. Everywhere. Right? I'm going to be pulling out my camera everywhere. Anybody ever says to me, I can't do something, make sure you got money. Yeah? Make sure you're ready for court. Because I'm not playing. Yeah? It'll be fun. It really will be fun. Because either I do something like music, which, you know, I think music's nice. I think music really is better. It feels better, you know. than having to sue people for every penny they've got just because they're a fascist little arsehole and they need to learn. You know? Because either we're in a free country and all of our children deserve this freedom forever, or we let stupid, brain dead, socially awkward little weirdos take over and ruin everything because they are miserable. Well, I'm not one of them. Yeah, I go out and celebrate life. Things that make me unhappy are the stupid, selfish little assholes who think that they can forbid people, who think, you know, every time basically someone opens their mouth and tells you to do something, tell them, shut the fuck up and fuck off. It's as simple as that. Nobody's got the right. Yeah, I don't know if it comes from the fact that how we are in school or whatever, but, you know, the true sign, it seems, of being a fully mature adult, grown up, these days is the ability to say no and the ability to stand your ground against dickheads with no common sense, with no brain in the head. And also to be very, very aware that the politics they use is gaslighting. And as soon as they start to gaslight, it's like, that's the sign then. That's the sign that this person is either a psychopath or they're a paid actor and it's all about politics. And we need to get to the bottom of that, because I'm pretty sure that the people who are seen to be running these communities don't want to be seen to be biased or prejudiced or discriminating or involved in anything like that. Because that would be scandalous. Absolutely scandalous. So, everyone's had sufficient warning. Paperwork will just magically appear because I am magic. And then next time, any stupid idiot, any little fascist, any narrow-minded, small-minded control freak decides to say you can or can't do something when I can, just because they're uncomfortable, right? Nobody got time for that shit. Nobody's got time for that shit. So if you see me being rude to anybody, and it's about whether I can or can't film something, understand, right? Really comprehend, grasp it, yeah? Because these are the rights we're all born with, right? What is a right? It's something you can do that doesn't hurt anybody. Okay? It's something you can do that doesn't hurt anybody. That's the easiest way to explain what a right is. You're born with it. It's natural. Okay? If you want to walk over there, it's not hurting nobody. If you want to pick up a camera and take some pictures, it's not hurting anybody. If you want to put it online and share it and say, oh, this is wonderful. What do you think of this? Everyone says, that's brilliant. It's not hurting anybody. In fact, you could say it's actually helping them. And you see the fact that you're helping people, right? That's caring. That's actually caring. Yeah? And also, the fact that you're helping people, again, everybody that's helping people gets paid to help people in this world. So, if you're going to fight people that are helping people, helping the future, helping future generations, teaching with some stupid little nonsense based on your insecurities that are not real, and certainly not more valid or real than anything that I'm saying, right? When I create a video, the video exists. You can see it. When you tell me I'm afraid, show me that. I don't see it. I don't fucking see no sign of afraid. I see you on stage jumping up and down. You mean simply because I pulled out this and they're pointing in your direction, you're afraid? No, you've got a phobia, right? Don't put your fear of dogs, cats, heights, or anything else on me. I don't want it. If you try to do that, that'd be some type of abuse. Simply because you are afraid. And if you abuse me, you're damaging me. I'm in no way abusing you simply by holding up a camera, which is allowed in this free country where the police have no power. Get it in your head, dummy. Because when you see them come and they tell you they've got no power, regardless to whether we're inside and he's filming me, I'm on stage and I don't like it, I'm frightened. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Tired of such pathetic lies. They are lies. They are lies based on either some politics, that you don't want people to succeed at anything. Alright? You're not part of some private little, organisation, This is a public thing going on in the public. And if we're there, we can film it. If I can't film it, no one can. And then guess what will happen to this country? Everything will go dark and silent. Because I'll just pop up in the background and start saying, oh, you can't film me? Guess what? Everybody owes me money because I know how. So whichever way we go, I'm going to win. It's only the dummies who don't know what I know. They're going to lose. They'll either lose the right for themselves to film, or they'll lose because of the fact that they told me I can't film. But I can. So which is it, dummies? Decide. Decide. Decide, because I'll go either way. If I catch any of you doing it, money. Right? If I can do it, and you tell me not to, money. You see how simple it is, yeah, against dummy. I wonder how many of these dummies will really be happy. Because that's what happens, you see. It's called fuck around and find out. Yeah? Play fucked up games, win fucked up prizes. That simple. I guess this isn't a PG, is it? But then I don't expect anybody on my pages to be under the age of 18, to be honest. So, don't want to hear nobody talking about, baby talking like that. Listen, this is an 18 certificate. So get over it. Don't use your pathetic politics to try and do anything to tear people down. Don't come with your fake community, which doesn't exist in the real world, but only exists in the land of, fascist. I don't want people to hear any truth. Because it will be heard. And it will be copied. And it will be shared. And if necessary, edited. And any swear words will be beeped. But everything else will be golden. It'll come back. Can't stop it. That's the beauty of video. Yeah? The beauty of video and the fact that we can record something and go back to it and know that that was a good thing and that was educational and that was some great music. And like I say, tonight, it would have been great to have just done a music video and not to be doing a talky video, because talky videos, I'm more into the music videos, to be honest. But now we have to do a talky video because we got a bunch of fascists just everywhere. All walks of life. Karens seem to be the biggest fascists. Why? Because they've got absolutely no power over themselves, over their own life. They're miserable. Yeah? They're miserable. They ain't got no man. They got up alone. They went to work alone. They're going to bed alone. And what's their bit of thrill? Oh, I'm going to tell this guy, what to do. And it's like something else I've noticed, right? Really noticed this. A lot of women, right, who like a guy, right, they always try to knock him down a peg, especially if they are ugly. If they are ugly, they think in their deluded little brains, if they can somehow make that man insecure about himself in some way, right, that he might go out with me Because then he'll overlook the fact that I'm ugly because I brought him down. He's not perfect, you know. Because that's what you do. Innit? And it's like, you even write it like that. And then think that everybody's stupid and can't read exactly what you're doing with your passive-aggressive statements, rather than being overtly brave enough to say, fuck off. Because your passive-aggressive is just your way of saying, but I'm good, because I never do anything bad. I'm nice. No, you're a wicked person trying to use the camouflage of good people. What you think a good person does is be kind, helpful, and all those things. Yes, when it's called for, when it's earned, but when it's not earned, when the other behaviour, when the chastisement, when the admonishment is required, you try to negate that. You try to block it from existing so that you can remain in the state of your wickedness and at the same time have no accountability for what you've done. You'll gaslight someone, and then when they react, you act innocent. You act like you're the victim, because this person's now angry with you. Because the whole game of these people, these inconsequential, insignificant losers of society, the lowest of the low, that somehow think that they're better than everybody else, because this is what we're teaching. We're teaching you, stupid little worthless one, are better than everybody else. And it's just because everybody doesn't believe it, but you believe it. And it's like people go around believing nonsense, like they're unfit, and someone says, you're fit just by believing. Oh, right, I am. So don't tell me I'm not. And then they'll start an argument with someone who goes to the gym every day, who actually is fit. Because they want to bring them down. Bring them down to their level. Not they rise up to that level. They do the work. That's too difficult, you see. It's too difficult. Pull people down. That's what they do. This is why these things need. You know when you say that need to happen, people need to learn. Either we have the right to film or we don't. And if one of us don't, then no motherfucker has it. Nobody. At ever. Times ever. And if we do, then we all do. And it's just that simple. All this little minutiae of, well, listen, that's a very complicated thing, right? That they're trying to put out there. It's like, if you're 90 degrees from whatever that I say, then no. Listen, we're in a public space together. All parts of this public space, every single part, whether it's the wall, the ceiling, the floor, you on stage, the bar staff, everybody can be filmed. We're not specifically targeting you. If you think we're specifically targeting you, you are paranoid. And again, you need therapy. And you need to go home, right? I've never seen you in my life is another thing, you know? These people, it's like, I've never seen you in your life. I never will see you in my life. But you seem to think that, for some reason, you've got the right to tell me to do something. Now, had I tonight decided to tell this person to fuck off, it might have spoilt the proceedings. Yeah? Now, I've already been thinking about this for a long, long time. And like I say, creating the paperwork, it already exists. You might as well say that, because it's that easy for me. But it'd be specifically tailored for the fool. To be very succinct and easily digestible for anybody who truly understands the law. You'll be sorry. You will be sorry, because it was avoidable simply by keeping your mouth shut and not harassing people. But if you go around harassing people for what is their right, I don't care how you feel it's wrong or how you got upset. It's time to grow up, boys and girls. It really is, because if you're infringing on someone else's rights simply because you're afraid, then you're a gutless coward. And words like gutless coward describe what you are. And if you're, again, offended by the words that people use to describe what you are, which is a gutless coward, right? Again, you're not the leader then, are you? You're no one that's inspiring anybody to be such a gutless coward. You know, sometimes we have to use those things. You see, men use terms like that all the time to toughen themselves up. And they're not going in the corner saying, "Wait, come here, got this coward, I'm crying now." It's like, we're over that. We're past that. These are just words. All right? It's not meant for against anyone specifically. This is just general advice. General advice. No one's being picked on here, right? Even though a specific example that I've got in my mind, yeah? But it could be lots of other examples. Because, again, it's gone on quite a bit recently. And it's the same Nazi behaviour. And what does it create? Nothing. It creates death, is what it creates. The death of the music industry. The death of the film industry. The death of history. The death of your memories. The death of all good things because we can't remember them. Yeah? You know, Alzheimer's is getting pretty common. And it'd be great to see ourselves when we was younger, these ages. But guess what? We can't, because we've got a bunch of fascists who want us to forget who we are. And they also want our ancestors to never know who we are. Because these fascists love to control the world. It's all about them and how fat they are and how they can constantly failing to lose the weight, or constantly failing to pass the driving test, or constantly failing, you know, to be successful, or you know what I mean? They see anybody who's confident in it like a threat. It's like, oh, we've got to stop that Usain Bolt. He's so fast at running. Wouldn't it be great if we just broke his legs and then expect him to compete at the same level? That's fair, isn't it? Because government, you should break Usain Bolt's legs because he's actually fast. And that makes me feel sad, because why are you telling him he can be fast when he's slim and I'm fat and I want to be as fat as him, as fast as him? It's unfair, Mr. Government. Cripple him. Take something from him that he naturally has the ability to do and give it to me. That's the fascist way, innit? So stop the man from recording in order to give me something. That what are you getting from that? For all I know, right? Because we can't go into your stupid little psycho brain, right? For all I know, you're a schadenfreude. For all I know, you're a political adversary. For all I know, you're paid by other music agencies, other bands, musicians, groups, cults, gangsters, criminals, king or queen or government, or who knows? God knows. The banks, God knows. But whatever you're representing, including yourself, with your little coward thoughts and your little forbid everybody else while I do what I want to do. That's the part of the human race. Those are the ones that need to learn the unconscious NPC. Yeah? That it seems they only exist for us to extract our way by the method of, you didn't want to learn by leaving us alone. So now you're going to learn the lawful way, the peaceful way, the ultimate way, just to go into a court of law, tell the judge what you're saying, I'll tell the judge what I'm saying, right? And we'll see who frigging wins. Yeah? Because as far as I'm concerned, I do have the right. And so does everybody else. And if I see someone else filming me, not bothered. You know, it's in public, not bothered. But if you come in my house when I'm on the toilet, yeah, that's a problem. And that would be a problem for everyone. And I wouldn't do that. Right? I wouldn't do that. So, you know, just for the lunatics out there, right? Who need everything explaining. Yeah? These impossibly tight little anal people that the good people have to deal with. You know? It used to be quite commonly thought that good people were always nice. Like, you know, in The Good Life, then you had a bunch of neighbours who were, no matter how much they were being gaslit, they were just nice. I'm nice, nice, nice. Yeah, that kind of Pavlovian brainwashing where if you keep telling a lie often enough and long enough, people would just believe lies. That's what we live in. We live in a society that the lies have been told so often, it's just second nature for these people. They believe that if they tell someone to stop filming, that person has to stop filming. Because, you know, I don't like it. That's their excuse. I don't like it. I don't like not filming. Now where are we? What does the law say? Well, the law says the police have absolutely no power to stop me. None. 0, 0, 0. Because you're in public. It's unreasonable for you to expect not to be filmed when you're in public. If you don't want to be filmed, stay at home. Your home. You stay at your home, yeah? Then you don't have to tell anybody what to do. Yeah? If you have to tell somebody what to do, just for the simple fact that you left your home and these people aren't working for you, here's what you need to do. Shut your stupid little mouth. Yeah? Shh. Don't tell people what to do. Just tell yourself what to do. That's your power. You see that? Because you cannot force other people to agree with you. You cannot force anyone to do anything at all. Ever. Otherwise, that's slavery. Right? So, I didn't force anyone to go on a stage. I didn't force anyone to perform. If they're doing that, I will film it. If you don't like that, stay home. Simple. Yeah, it's that simple. Someone don't like me filming, stay home. Anybody who runs a bar and thinks that they could come and tell me now, because that'll probably be the next level of fascism organised by some politics, you'll be sued as well. All of you can line up. It'd be so beautiful to knock you down through the court. Win, 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 win. Money, money, money. Either I get money from making music, or if you forbid me from doing these things, I'll be making money a different way. And you definitely won't be able to stop me. It's time you learn, people, that the politics of whatever city you're in, that are these people, these fascists, these people who only watch us but not support us, these Nazis that want to try and forbid and give us the same lack of confidence that all of their underlings have. These little snivelling, yeah, creepy crawly arse kissers and bootlickers, yeah. That's what they want. They want the world full of arse kissers. And if someone's not kissing their ass, they're so upset. Yeah, they're so offended in their little psychopath way that somebody didn't bow down and worship them. That's the Satan in them. They're not seeing the love in you. They're just seeing the Satan in themselves. And they'll try and throw all of that on you. That's why they love to try and control how everybody appears. And they love to try and dictate, you know, what you should think about what people are saying, what people are doing. And obviously everybody's free, everybody's got their own mind, but you know, if you're smart, you'll understand that the law really is the thing that you need to be thinking about, not my opinion is you can't film me because I'm scared and I'm fat or I don't like it. You know, reasons, oranges, sky is blue, doesn't care, doesn't matter. The law, dummy, 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 will castrate you financially. Because you're dealing with people, right, who can. Yeah? So why you keep trying these stupid little games when you know you're going to lose is only to awaken the sleeping giant and awaken the roaring lion. Yeah? That tears at the arm of flesh, but not really flesh. It's spiritually symbolic. That which is your flesh feeds you, your money. Yeah? Be careful. Be careful. Because people who are just existing, yeah, doing natural things, and you want to fight their natural ability to make money or do natural things, have hobbies, have interests, or anything like that, just because you are afraid. Well, be afraid of being sued. Yeah? Be afraid of that. Be afraid that anybody you talk to, right, has their right to do something that's not hurting anybody. If they take their phone out, start filming you and your friends, allow it, right? Because the only people that don't really allow that are criminals trying to hide from everybody else. And again, you've got no protection if you're a criminal. So, you know, and try to stop someone else from filming something, even if it is you on the stage. They've got that right. You're in public. Understand that. Know it as a fact before you end up losing your house and everything. It's that simple. Yeah? We're not going to be put into a little box and say, well, you don't you think you've got enough and you should really listen. I'm not taking anything from somebody that they're not giving. They're giving it to the world. They're giving it to the. Are you saying I'm the only person in the room not allowed to do what I want to do with this particular thing you're giving me? That's prejudice. I'm not your slave. I don't belong to you. And in future, learn to close your mouth. And it doesn't matter if you know me, also the same. And if you don't know me, also the same. Because if you don't, well, that could be your problem, not my problem. So with that said, people, I don't know how long I've been talking about these things. Probably mentioned a few things of interest, a few juicy little nuggets, hopefully, apart from, you know, me kicking off. The fact that you're free. You're not hurting nobody. You using video to film things of interest for you, for your history, for whatever reason, to show other people online. And you're not using it in a bad way. I mean, come on, use your common sense where that's concerned. It's not in a bad way. And even still, you got people out there who are doing things in bad ways, and that's getting billions of views, and everybody loves it. So again, don't let people belittle or bully or tell you what you can or can't do. From your comment at the whole situation, from just a love principle. I love this music. I love these people. I love what you're doing. I love you, complete stranger who I've never met before, but now you're singing, and I'm getting the opportunity to sing, or see you. And then you got other people saying, no, I forbid you from doing that. You see, the people who are trying to forbid people, you're the arsehole. You. And you're the one who better have money. So, you know, it's that simple. Don't forbid people. Don't turn it into a Jules can't do. Because if Jules can't do, nobody in the fucking world can then either, can they? And if I ever see anybody filming, that'll be my claim to make money. And obviously, the first thing I'll do is the next person who tells me not to film, straight to court. And if the court tells me I can't, then no one also can ever do that. But guess what? I don't think the court will say that. Because everybody says you can. It's just that idiots don't believe in reading, have never read anything, never studied anything. Hope you don't know. Hope you're a coward. Hope you're gutless. And you don't defend your rights and you let people walk all over you. That's the problem with being nice. Good people are walked all over because they are nice and people expect them to be. Why are you not being nice? Why are you not letting me walk all over you? Why are you not doing what I'm telling you to do? I don't like you now. See that one? Oh, he told me to fuck off. I don't know who you think he is. Well, I know who you are. You're the coward who relies on everybody else to do your dirty work for you. Yeah? If it weren't for the government, you really would have no place in the world because, you're the kind of person that tries to bully others by asking the government to do it for you because you're too gutless to do it for yourself. But actually, the government will agree with me on this one because that's how it is. I'm not wrong. Not hurting nobody. It's something I love to do. And the fact that some people have took it upon themselves to try and fight that now for political reasons. And also because the fact that they're stupid. They're going to have to learn. It's that simple. Anyway, I have run out of coffee. So I'm going to have a coffee and now I'm going to sit down and watch a movie that somebody else filmed, and didn't need permission to film from the whole world because, film exists. Might go and watch one of my favourite YouTubers. Who knows? But video exists. I'm going to use it. You can use it, right? We're not stalking people, but it seems like I'm being stalked by random people with the same philosophy, like a gang of people that believe in anti-Jules things. Let's stop Jules and, people like that. Rather than supporting what I'm doing because there's nothing wrong with it. Because it actually helps loads of people. And to see it as, well, it's just me being, whatever, having an ego. It's like, so me just existing then is having an ego, innit? Me just doing any little thing would, in some people's eyes mean I have an ego. Whereas I'm like, well, I don't see it like that. I really don't. I don't particularly think highly of myself. But there's a side of me that just won't tolerate bullies. So, yeah, have a think about it, people, because either we can all film in public everything all the time, whether it's in a building, that's open to the public, it's a public event, whether you're paid to go in there or not. Right? If you pay to go in a public thing, that's up to you. But it's still open to the public. Right? Private is very different. Right? Private is very regulated. And it's very hard to do private things sometimes in public buildings. There are some grey areas. But again, if these people are not making it 100% clear what it is, then, you got a claim for that. But I'm not taking the opinions of everyday people, ignorant people, no matter how they feel, right? How they feel about something as anything. Because either we all have the right or none of us do. And if none of us do, what does that mean for the future? Because this will be the last video ever recorded ever by anybody ever in the world then, right? Must be. or people are lying to me. Because obviously I know my rights. I'm prepared to defend my rights if necessary, because I'm not doing anything wrong. And these little petty political things, to me, seem to have ulterior motives, which will be dealt with simply by the fact that anybody that just tries it, anybody saying that, will be bankrupted. Simple. I'm not stopping anybody. I'm actually, in fact, helping people. But if you're stopping me from helping people, then you're stopping me. And you're damaging me and the thousands of people that I know and help. You see, because what I do is about more than just me. So again, these selfish acts from the same little political puppets and haters are people that get bad mind and jealous, either because, there's something wrong with them. Well, basically, there's just something wrong with them. It's just simple as that. They've never in their life, in their entire life, have they actually gone out of their way to help anybody, because they're all selfish little bastards. Absolutely selfish to the core. There's very, very few people that are unselfish. And I love them people, and I know many of them. But it seems that the ones up and coming now, very selfish. The young people in the music, very selfish. And again, I don't know why they're projecting it on me, because I wasn't the generation that stopped them. I was the generation trying to help them. I was the generation that actually empowered them and knew it was them. It was the generation above me that come with that bullshit, that forbidding shit, yeah? And some of these other people, inner city motherfuckers, with their bad upbringing and their arrested development. I am nothing like these people. But they just come, don't they? These dickheads with their opinions on fuckery. Yeah, their wrong opinions about everything, and try to force everybody else to comply to their stupid little brain damaged world, yeah, of fear. And that's why the only way it's going to stop is just to stop it. Yeah, they're going to have to be punished for being wrong. Because right now, I'm the one being punished for not being able to full joy my life. I must not do something in order for others to enjoy their life. How about shut up? How about get used to I exist? If you don't like it, stay in your house. Because public is for everybody. I will do what I like. If you're going to make an example of me, you're making an example of everybody else, of yourself. Beware what you ask for. Because either we can all film or no one can.